on sports betting.
Oh.
To use for water projects. So what I heard on that is the state could actually take that money for short other places and use it for other projects.
You know, the state will find some way
I know
to
the
find.
state is, they're corrupt, they're liars.
Well, you know, but that's one less tax that you and I are gonna pay.
But even so, if you're gonna say what you're gonna use it for,
I know.
you just can't throw it to another project.
But they do that all the time.
Tom really likes polls. We're up.
Less than totally forthright.
No, I would never say that about governments.
And the way they wrote up that CC is like, holy cow.
What's CC?
The CC is the
Our guest is
Tabor?
still not here, huh?
Who is our guest?
It's Corey Terry with Restoration,
Rock?
American
Yeah,
Restoration.
see, I thought it was Rock, right?
This is what Suzanne
His
put
name
on
is
this.
Corey. Listen, you got to check because we've had a lot of wrong phone numbers and stuff. And I think it's because, I don't know where she's getting it, but we need to just check.
So, yeah, because you know what? I had a lead for Stephanie.
Like, this is not American Restoration's
Like I
number.
had,
Really? No,
Yeah.
I got that off the website.
Well, it's not
I mean,
what we
not
use.
their
It's not
website.
what we use in our advertising.
That's the referral list number.
Okay, I have to check because
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't
Okay.
look like the one I used,
Okay.
and that could be because
She didn't even have this in her file. I had to take it off I had to create one. The other thing is I have a lead for her for Colorado Springs for Stephanie Thomas. I asked her to send me Stephanie's information. Stephanie's one of her closest friends.
What's the number
All
for
the
American
information was
Restoration?
wrong. I don't know. He's
Yeah,
checking.
that's the number, 833
Is that-
AM rest, that's the one I
wait,
use.
83. Okay, well that's not what it says here, so I can't tell that's what it is.
833
It's the
7
number.
AM rest.
It's the number she put down. I didn't have
Oh,
any way
the
of knowing.
AM rest is not on the, and I wouldn't have known that.
Well, we need to put it on the website.
Okay, I will change that.
remind me.
It makes it memorable.
We sell your home faster and for more money, and we have stats to prove it. 303-920-1622.
Ankmar Garage Doors at ankmar.com. Everything doors since 1956.
600K now has your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword BLUE to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BLUE to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Well, 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 this is the Troubleshooter Show, where we solve problems, answer questions from people across America, mostly in Colorado and the West. But we are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app. We are downloaded like crazy, one of the top downloaded shows. You can find us on iTunes. So on and offline, also on the air, welcome. If you have a problem, we'll help you. 303-713-TALK. It's that simple. Can you imagine having a job where I can come in and help people every day with the help of my crew, and we're so happy that you're here. 303-713-TALK. We have a team of helpers who solve problems. We lovingly call them deputies. So we assign them to a case and we kick butt. We have recovered hundreds of millions of dollars over the years in cash, merchandise exchanges, refunds, and services. This year, several millions of dollars. So welcome. Let's talk to Wayne. And our number is 303-713-TALK, but you can call anytime at 303-MARTINO. If you're listening online or you don't know when to call, you say, well, I got a problem, and it's 8 o'clock at night, midnight, whatever. What you do is just call 303-627-8466. Leave a message. We'll get back to you. Wayne, what's going on in your life, Wayne? How can we help you, sir?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. How do we help?
In Colorado Springs, I have a window cleaning business.
Okay.
And had it for 15 years here. And I've used a house cleaning service that has outsourced some of their window cleaning to me in the past. And so for new construction mostly. And so a builder builds
Now,
a new house
what do you mean? Like, so if you need extra help, you go and subcontract with them?
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear, I guess. So a builder builds a house, and they hire a cleaning company to come in and do the post-construction clean.
Okay.
The cleaning company doesn't specialize in window cleaning, so they outsource the window cleaning to me.
Oh, I got you. So you do a lot of subcontract work as well as direct consumer work?
Correct.
Okay. So what's going on in your life?
So in this situation, and I've worked with this house cleaner on numerous occasions for different builders.
Sure.
She tells me there's a job to do up in Woodland Park. You don't need to give a quote. Just go up there and get it done. And
Yeah, because
build
he kind of trusts you, right? Okay. So what's
Yeah.
going on?
So I do the work and bill the builder, as I was told through the cleaning company.
Sure.
And they said I waited about a month and didn't get payment, so I called the builder and said, "Hey, just checking in on that payment for window cleaning for that new construction job."
Sure.
And they said, "Oh, we already paid that through the cleaning company. We were under contract with them, and
Sure.
the service they offered included window cleaning according to
Okay.
the contract."
And that's probably what it was. But did you verify? Are they telling the truth? Did they pay the cleaning company? Is the cleaning company screwing you?
The cleaning company has been paid from the builder, from my understanding.
So
from
they're
the
lying
cleaning
to
company.
you. These sons of you-know-whats are lying to you.
Well, I don't know that they're lying per se.
Well, they're okay. Well, let's break it down. Are they going to pay you?
So that's the dilemma right now. No one wants to pay. So the builder doesn't want to pay because they said they paid the cleaning company.
And I
from
get
the cleaning
that. You
company
get that.
contract.
We all get that,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So now what?
So now I go back to the cleaning company and say, "Hey, the builder's not going to pay."
Of course.
And they say, "Well, you need to file a mechanics lien against the house because, I've already collected and they don't want to pay for the window cleaning, and you just need to file a mechanics lien."
So the cleaning company does not confirm that the window cleaning was included.
They say there was initially the contract showed that, and they accept that, but then apparently there was some other communication that it was in writing or verbal.
Here's the bottom line. They're right.
Longer did.
They're right. You should lien the property. That's number one. But I would say, no matter what, you're going to get paid one way or the other. But they need to fight it out. You need to lien the property. But liening the property means nothing unless you go through with the lien.
Okay.
If you don't go through with the lien, it just sits there and drops off. So what I would do if I were you is I would do a few things. I would lien the property. And how much is the bill, by the way?
It's $1,100.
Then I would also proceed with a small claim. Now, we'll call for you. Deputy Dan, you're perched at the mic. Did you take this problem off the air?
Well, I talked to Wayne, and so his charge was $1,100, and the cleaning place only charged $760 for doing all the cleaning. Now,
they underestimated it. That's their fault. They told him to go do it. By the way, are they acknowledging they sent you there?
The cleaning company, they can't deny it because I have written proof of the.
What do you have in writing?
Conversation, in text form.
All right. Listen. We'll call for you. All right. Let's have Deputy Doc call during the break, and see if just ask him, Doc. I'd ask him. Really, shouldn't you be paying? You're the general here. Well, not the general, but the main cleaner. By the way, Deputy Doc's in today. We have Deputy Dan at the video controls, Deputy Daff, my producer today. Mark and Suzanne are off. And then we have a special guest as well, and it's a really important topic I like talking about. There are industries that have mostly ripoffs and some good guys. Then there are industries that have mostly good guys and some bad guys. This one has mostly bad guys and some good guys, in my opinion. We'll talk about that coming up. CBD products that work. That's what this hour is brought to you by. Panacea CBD. Now, if you want to find a product that works, you go to realcbdthatworks.com. All right? Let's go to the phones now and find out more. Jerry says there's a scam going on. Jerry, what's happening? Jerry? Hold on. Would you see if Jerry's there, please? Jamal, what's going on? Now I'm getting a little complex here. Jamal?
Yes, Jamal. This is Kareem. Yeah. I'm sorry. This is Jamal. Yeah, go ahead.
How do I pronounce your name, sir?
Yeah.
How do I pronounce your name properly? Huh?
Gamal.
And how do you say it?
Jamal.
Jamal, how can I help you, sir?
Yes, I have a question. I wanted to purchase insurance from one of these agencies that I do not want to mention their name. And I just want to get a quote. And all of a sudden, 3 days later, I received the package with the declaration that I'm already insured and I have insurance.
You know, you called for a quote and they bound you, it's called. That's not kosher. That's not good.
Yeah, and he has, everything, my effective day and my...
well, how did you give them a bunch of information?
Well, the only information I gave him, me and my wife want to be insured in the policy, and that's about it. I didn't make any payments. I did not. They sent me e-signature. I did not even open the link.
Well, then they can't do it. But is there anything wrong with it? Do you not want? Now, was this the company directly or a broker?
This is a broker. It's a broker. I searched up the company, the insurance. It's called Auto Owner Insurance.
Yeah, and that's a good company. By the way, that's a good company, depending on, what you want. I've had auto owners in the past. I go back and forth, auto owners. I go to Chubb. I go to Travelers. I go to, here's how I do it. Compass Insurance Group does the shopping for me, and the longest I keep coverage is maybe 3 years.
Okay.
But it's very simple, Jamal. If you don't have a binder, they can't collect. They can't collect from you. It's that simple.
No, I'm not. I don't have problem. I just want to make sure because I never heard of Auto Owner Insurance. I just want to make sure they are reliable company.
They're a good company. Do you like the price?
The price. I don't have problem with the price. I don't have the coverage.
Who is the agency that did this?
I rather not mention their name.
I just want to make sure, are they on my referral list? Because I don't care if you don't want to mention them, but if they're on my list, I want to make sure that does not happen, or how did it happen?
No,
okay.
They're not on your list.
Okay.
No, they're not on your list.
Okay.
It's a different company, a different broker, yeah.
But just be careful, Jamal.
I'm sure they're reliable, yes.
Yeah, Auto Owners is a good company.
I've had them for a while, and they were always good.
Well, you shouldn't have them for a while. If you listen to the show, you should have no insurance.
I meant a while ago.
Yeah, you should have no more than 3 years straight with a company, unless they happen to be the best after that. But you must shop them at least. You must shop them. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on in your life? Remember, real CBD that works.com. Can you call? Listen, do you have the information for him to call? I said Deputy Doc's going to call on the first call.
If he calls up the builder.
He hung up before I got to him.
If he calls the builder and says, just show me proof that you paid the window company, then it's on the window company.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
But if he has proof that he paid them?
Well, that doesn't mean that the windows were included.
Right. He's got to get the contract from the builder to the cleaning
place. Okay, if he got the contract between the builder
and
the cleaning company, and it said windows were included, is he in that contract?
No, but then the building is out.
Then he is what's called a third-party beneficiary, meaning he wasn't a party to that contract, but he's still a beneficiary of the contract because.
But what I'm saying is, if it's in the contract, then the builder is out.
Right.
The builder is right.
Well. But technically he could still go after the builder because, in fact, he didn't get paid.
But the builder's going to say, hey, I paid the...
I know, but that only happens in residential. You can do that. But you can't do that in commercial.
So this is a residential place, but the builder made. The builder, this is a new house.
No, it's commercial. Okay. But what I meant was, if that was your own property and you can prove payment, then you're out. But as a commercial... I mean, it would be shitty to do if you saw it, but you could technically go after both. Here's what you tell them. If he's got that contract, I want to see it.
Okay.
Then we'll go after the cleaner.
Yeah, I'll see if he has a copy of the contract.
Yeah, get his number and go talk
Yeah,
to him
his
off the air.
number?
You can use a phone.
Okay.
How you doing, Rock?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good,
fantastic.
brother.
The Smith, the woman that we're still working on the last project. You weren't here. Mark Major was here. And we're still finishing that project.
Is that the one where she was fucked royally?
She was. It was, they didn't.
We won't
move
use
up
those
really.
words on
Yeah, no, but she was screwed over. So we have a bid in right now to finish it up. And I think we're going to get a good bid with get the job to finish the work.
Did this one have asbestos and stuff in it?
It did have asbestos in it. And they stole her stuff.
Right, that's right.
They stole her stuff.
They took it all out of her.
Silverware, real silverware, TV. And I said, your TV is not in a landfill. Being your big screen.
Yeah.
To get that low rate, to lower your payment, or to take cash out for home improvement, or just pay off debt and save even more. Call 720-895-0500. Have you applied for a loan and been treated like just another number? Or is no one listening?
Do you really call the Broncos winning if they beat the Browns?
Man, did you see the spanking New England got? Well, it wasn't really a
I'll tell you
spanking.
what, I thought it was going to be one of those turnarounds because they were 17-0.
I know, but that's a good. That was a good game.
Oh, it was.
I didn't watch that.
Who did they play?
Baltimore.
Did they really?
So now they're 8-1. I mean, they were 8-1.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
in today's climate, it's hard to be undefeated.
I'll tell you what, that Lamar Jackson from.
Do you remember when Miami went undefeated, including preseason?
Wasn't born yet.
What?
I wasn't born yet, but they still talk about it.
Yeah.
They still talk about it.
Well, actually,
And Ernie Morrow went in there for a few games when Bob Greasy was out, and they still did it.
the Patriots almost went undefeated and lost the Super Bowl.
Yes, they did. They went undefeated and lost the Super Bowl.
Wait a minute, they did?
Yeah, they lost
To the Giants.
When was that?
That was the catch on the head.
Who has the most? Well, they didn't count it.
No, he did. That to get the first down. He caught the ball like this.
That's a catch.
Yeah, that was a catch. It was pretty amazing. Yeah.
What is the undefeated seasons? Are they rare, or do a lot of them do it?
Oh, yeah.
It's better to lose 1 or 2 games. It's better to lose.
Not better, but I meant just though statistically there have been more than Miami. You said New England did it.
New England went through the regular season and playoffs. Of course,
It's never happened in the pros except for Miami. And only one is Miami. That's why it's such a big deal.
Oh my God! I
They
didn't
can't do it.
The only thing, it was with
Yes,
a
sir.
I left a message for
game
him.
season. It was with the Miami did.
I told him to email the contract to us.
2 games less than what they
If you
did.
couldn't do that, to call us back and see what else we could do.
429-6200. That's 429-6200.
Are you tired of having multiple agencies handling your marketing needs? Let Max Effect do your
Now, what you did was quite different from gynecology, or was
No,
that part
both.
of it?
They're
Okay,
both.
that's what I thought. They're all contracts.
So we do both of them, yeah. So this guy, if he's calling me about the Social Security, I got about 10 calls about that on Friday.
About what?
About the Social Security scam. That this guy supposedly.
It's been out there so long.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Save time. Avoid visiting Air
I want
Colorado on
Compass.
Mondays, especially the last Monday of the month.
I want to talk to
Visit
them
in the
about
middle 2
binding.
weeks instead. Info at
Or whether or not
aircolorado.com.
just ask for a quote.
Thanks for doing your share.
I mean, if you ask for a quote,
I want to know what they need to find you.
Afternoons 4 to 6.
Okay, Monday at 4, this story still following Biden. He's denied Holy Communion because of his public support for abortion. Should every diocese have that policy or not? Join me.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I proudly proclaim that name, and I can wholeheartedly endorse him as the best. Now, I never use those words. You never hear me use those words in any other industry, because we have plenty of good people. But no one measures up to Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That doesn't mean there aren't some good people. There are. But buying or selling, if you list with him, you'll never forget the experience. It's great. And if you buy, you'll love it. He becomes a friend for life. 303-920-1622. Jerry wants to tell us about a scam. And we also are working on a case where a guy did some work. This often happens, where the general pays the subcontractor, but the subcontractor did not pay the subcontractor. Listen, when you do work on a property, no matter what upstream looked like, if that property got the value, and again, I'm going to say the word properly because people always email me when I say quantum Marriott. It's quantum Merowit, quantum Merowit, which is a Latin term meaning you get the value, you pay the price, basically. You got the value. It doesn't mean pay the price, but you got the value. Quantum Merowit. So here's the deal. Even if they claim they paid it in full, you can still go after and put a lien on the property or go after the general or go after the owner. You go after everyone. You expended the energy. You got to do it. That builder can't say, oh, it did not include your windows. We're not paying you. Well, they can say it, but then that's up to the property owner and the cleaning company to argue as to whether or not they should pay for the windows. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. When it comes to value, you look first at who got the value, second, who contracted for the value, and then third, the in-betweens. Jerry, what about this scam? Tell me about this scam, Jerry.
Yeah, well, I hope it's a scam. Anyway, I got a voicemail saying, call magistrate judge or grand jury regarding some serious offenses about your Social Security. And I call them. They're
it's a scam. It's a scam. It's always a scam. Okay. Social Security never calls. Courts never call. Law enforcement doesn't call. Well, law enforcement might call once in a while, but really they don't call to threaten arrest, and they don't say this, they don't say that. Your benefits are being suspended. Did you call them back?
I did, and they were trying to get my last 4 digits of Social Security, but I refused to give it to them. And basically saying if I don't give him information, he can't help me with my case. And I'm just like, I guess we're not going to get anywhere.
Did he threaten you?
No, he didn't threaten at all. He said, I just can't give you any more information until you confirm who you are. And I said, I am who I am, but I'm not giving you even my last 4 digits of my Social Security number. So I don't know where it went. I just, of course he freaked you out saying all this stuff. So I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't have anything to hide, but still kind of freaky. So.
And that number does work.
It does work. And the same guy answered again. He said his name was Adam William, even though he sounds like a foreigner with an accent.
Adam Williams.
That doesn't mean a foreigner with an accent can't have a Adam William name.
Yeah. These guys, man. Usually the scammers have first and last names that sound like first names. Adam Williams or whatever. Or William Adams. You just put an S on the first name, call it your last. These guys, man, are coming out of the woodwork. God. Deputy Doc said he got 10 calls on that on Friday with people getting these calls. All the same thing.
The same thing.
Threatening interruption of their
threatening
benefits.
Interruption, and a lot of times they'll say that they found their Social Security card in a car that was loaded with cocaine, and that now not only Social Security, but the DEA is after them as well. So if any government agency calls you people, hang up.
They don't. That's right. Just
the
because they don't.
The only way the IRS, the FBI, any of these agencies get in touch with you, Medicare, is by sending you mail on official letterhead.
Let's hear.
Social Security Administration, how can I help you?
This is Tom Martino from the Social Security Administration. So we got a complaint that you were calling people. That is rude. That's just cold, brother. Listen, they're playing music to me. Did you just hear that? They just ghosted me with music. Well, dude, I'll have to take another. I'm just going to wait a few minutes, and then I'll take another ploy. Rock. Well, we call him Rock. Is that your real name, Rock?
It's my professional name.
Yeah. Hey, so Rock, American Restoration 24/7. Listen, I truly mean this, and it's unfortunate. When we get complaints about property trauma, a flood, a fire, sewer backup, just whatever, mold. Most of the time, these companies take advantage of people. I would like to say the opposite, that, well, we have a few bad eggs. Rock, I don't know how this industry got riddled with corruption. Why? Why? And you know what? A lot of them come from the carpet cleaning industry.
Correct.
And they call themselves restoration companies.
Correct.
All right, so what's the genesis? How did the restoration business get the way it is? Why?
Well, it's the insurance companies.
Because they so freely pay.
Sometimes yes. Sometimes the insurance company does freely pay, and when the agent is doing the right thing, they have the payments come through the owner and usually the mortgage company. So that's when things are, jobs done correctly. There's a holding of the money until the job is completed properly and to everyone's satisfaction. But sometimes people will sign paperwork that will just take them right out of it.
Do you know why? Because they're in a hurry.
Exactly.
And their sewer is backing up. I one time had a sewer back up. It was on a septic, and it was such a mess. I was panicked, and I'm in the business of looking out for this stuff. They come out to my house. I didn't have one on the referral list at the time, so I called this place called Restoration, right? They come out, or called whatever. They come out, and they did. They put a clipboard in front of you and say, in order to start the work, we need your authorization. But then I looked at it, and it was not only authorization to clean, it was authorization to demolish and authorization to rebuild. I committed well, I didn't do it, but I would have committed myself to a whole bunch of stuff. And he says, well, we're here. And I said, I don't care if you're here. I'm not signing all that. So if you can clean up, let's do that. And, man, were they pissed.
Exactly right. So, we always come up with a phase because, you start with phase one, things always go further. There's always more than
so when you go there, you don't just get them and hook them.
Oh, no.
But most of the industry does.
Correct.
We're going to talk about that. Also, truck driver Lee has a question about a super lawyer. Henry wants to talk about a lien. And then we have Jeremy from Compass Insurance Group to answer the question, when are you bound? And for those into S&M, this is not that. We're talking about insurance binding.
This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino now. Mike.
For some information later on,
Yes,
CDPHE was taken to court, and the regulations were taken. A judge denied the regulations. CDPHE changed the regulations on asbestos. So for 2 months...
Tell me what you're saying now.
So for 2 months,
Yes.
because this judge made a ruling
Yes.
against CDPHE, no one had to pull a permit for 2 months on a residential property. Now it's back in effect that you have to pull a permit again if there's asbestos greater than the trigger levels. But for 2 months you didn't have to because the regulations were wrong. They were written improperly. If you want to bring that up or something.
Yes, sir, we can. If it doesn't get too complicated, I want you to bring that up for sure. I like that.
I'll bring in my iPad next time so you can...
I'll tell you this. I don't know if people are just preparing or if they're just whatever, but I know that we personally here have referred a lot to you, and I think what they're doing is they hear the spots and they think, who is that company again? Who am I doing? Who am I doing? I can't hear you, and I'm sorry. Okay. Attention, there is a new location for Buy and Build. You see, Buy and Build is a great company. They have below wholesale items. You go and you buy cabinets. You go and you buy vanities. You go and you buy something and install it. They have sinks and toilets and, oh man, it's just amazing. I have saved so much money. But here's the bottom line. Let me say this very quickly. New location, and they do installations as well. 560 South Lipan. 560 South Lipan. Look them up, buyandbuild.net. I'm so sorry. Let me get Bill. I'll get back in order here.
So there's kind of windows. All windows shall be cleaned inside and out. Clean and green shall supply the ladder. Clean and green shall also report any excessive overspray and scratches of glass.
I'm auditioning to do a TED Talk.
All windows shall be locked.
What's that, sir?
I'm auditioning to do a TED Talk. I'll find out.
On restoration?
On hazardous materials, things in water.
Do you have to audition for that?
Yes, it's a huge deal. I guess membership in TikTok is like 5 Gs.
You mean membership to give a talk?
To be a member of TEDx, it's like $5 grand.
Well, what do you mean a member?
I don't know exactly.
What does membership get you?
I don't know yet.
The privilege to talk, or because to listen, anyone can listen.
Right, but I think it's just to be in the group.
I love TED Talks. I love them.
It's clean and green.
I just love them. I listen to so many, and it's amazing how they keep a certain standard.
He charged $1,100.
So I have to audition.
I would say
I'm looking forward to it.
They want a hook. They want something very special. You can tell. They don't look for.
Oh no, you got to be on the ball. You definitely have to be on the ball.
This is all that is everything they do.
Right.
I can't believe they do this for
I wonder if they will suppress something they don't agree with politically, because they're very liberal.
They are very liberal.
Not that I care. I mean, they have great information, but I'm just curious if they would suppress stuff. Because I've never heard anything kind of that would express.
So
actually, Billy Graham.
According to this.
Okay.
Clean and green. So we need to call clean and green, I guess. Is there a number on here?
Okay, then I see.
I can.
Yeah, I can get it here too.
Which means you'll never hassle with buying or changing ink cartridges.
Green,
So go ahead and turn all those letters to silver.
Okay, here they are. 719
So do it in color. It's
434
and changing the way people
7964.
more time to treat
And what should I ask them?
I don't have any. You can ask them. What's this guy's name? Wait, let's see.
Add the Epson EcoTank printer to your
I do Windows at Carlos.
And you too can just.
I do Windows is his name. So
Right.
Wayne from I do Windows.
Epson EcoTank printers at Best Buy, Staples, Target,
And I would say your contract for this includes Windows. The builder said. So if you have anything else. That thing on there, there's no address on this.
If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider.
And why would you charge $745 when he's going to charge for the whole house?
Right.
When he charges $1,100 just for the windows.
G.J. Gardner Homes, right?
Right.
Dan.
Right. Panther Court is the only thing that has for the G.J. Gardner Homes.
So Mark just started their real vacation.
And Panther Court.
He was away part of last week, but that was just the beginning. They're going to Hawaii
But
now.
they'd be great if they could come on there.
That's a long ass flight, man.
If you have talked to him saying who should we talk to over at the June Clean and Green, yeah. There's no name of the guy.
Time to talk about Ideal Home Loans for your next
Ideal Home Loan.
No two loans are the same. They will write that loan best for you.
I received a text from Clean and Green just to be saying there's a house in Woodland Park.
23 years, 15 years, 27 years, whatever the term, they'll do it. It's a flexible term loan. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. Equal opportunity lender regulated by your
Something's really wrong.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro? What are you talking about?
Oh, well,
the contract includes Windows.
Yeah.
The whole house cleaning and Windows for $745.
And he charged him $1,100 and something.
Well, they underestimated, obviously. That's why they're doing this. They underestimated and then said, let's just get a window guy to do it. Fuck it. That's what they did. They screwed up.
I wouldn't use them anymore.
I would just take him to small claims court and make him produce a contract.
It wouldn't matter if they produced a contract. That's the whole point. I mean, he's owed the money by either one of them, but mostly the property owner. If they have a contract with the wind, that's up to them to go after him. They got the direct service. Or he can go after him with the contract, but why bother? I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have American Restoration with us, American Restoration 24/7, talking about property trauma. So, by coincidence, if you have a flood, a fire, or something going on now, you can call us. But, man, what an area of ripoff. Let's talk about something else, though. We had a call, and the guy said, hey, I just called for a bid, an estimate, and they bound me, meaning they sent me a bill and said, you're bound, time, date, coverages, Everything. They must have gotten some information for an estimate. Now, Jeremy, what's to prevent an insurance broker or agent from getting this information for a quote and then saying, well, you got a contract, man, you better pay? What's to prevent that? Now, I know Compass Insurance Group doesn't do that, of course, and they do the free home or free insurance checkups, the home of insurance checkups of all kinds. And you gather a certain amount of information. What's to prevent an unethical broker or agent from doing this?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot to prevent it, but without payment, that broker's not going to get paid, and there's no contract. So they, even if they did bind it, you know, the insured can cancel it at any time. So it's not something we typically see, just because there's not much.
When you
of a
say
benefit.
you can cancel at any time, what do you mean? They can't say to you, well, if you cancel, you have to at least pay for the first 3 months or 4 months or something?
Not on most, you know, normal markets. You don't see that, any kind of short rate cancellation fees. There are some commercial policies that have that, but you can't bind a commercial policy without payment, so you're not going to typically see that on that end. But yeah, I mean, someone signs up and realizes they don't want it, they're under, you know, you only pay for the days that you were insured. And in this case, if he still had insurance, then you know, they would have to backdate that cancellation.
So basically, when we do the insurance checkups and they call Compass Insurance Group and they tell them what they have, and you guys often, about 80% of the time, can save them money, they can cancel. So in other words, all of us can cancel. It used to be, Jeremy, when I tried to cancel and switch, they would do what's called a short rate. They would charge me an exorbitant amount of money for the partial year I had.
Correct. I can't say there's not some outlier out there that might still do that, but the standard practice now is definitely that there's no short rate.
Thank you very much. That's Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000. Henry's got a lien. Henry, what's going on with you?
Tom.
Hey.
I learned I was going to do some work on my house, and I was going to get a cash out loan on my house.
Yeah.
I learned that there was a lien against my property.
Ah.
Okay. And it was from a company that I dealt with about 12 years ago.
Well, that should have dropped off. If they never foreclosed on this lien, it's just sitting there. Here's the problem. A lot of title companies and lenders require you to deal with it, even though they can't do anything. No one can come back after all that time and do anything. But for some reason, they make you do something to settle it, either a bond or something. And I think it's horse crap. So what happened with you? How much was the lien for?
$57,000.
Oh my God! Now, why was it so much? What are they claiming?
They're claiming, just to go back, we had gone to court about this, and the judge has dismissed this matter. Now, I don't know if you heard about this.
Well, hold on now. What do you mean it was dismissed? Who tried to take you to court?
Well, there's a company called Green Tree.
Okay, why did they take you to court?
Because they say and I did refuse to pay them any more money because I found they had put some fraudulent charges into
Well, just tell me, just let's get right to it. What were they doing? I mean, like, what was your transaction with them? Work on the house?
I had to do the second mortgage.
Wait, hold on.
Took some money out, and paid some credit cards off and stuff like that.
Oh, so this $57,000, this was a loan?
Well, no, actually the whole thing was $74,000. We paid them at the time of the loan started in 2001.
Henry, hold on, man. We're not making any sense. Let me get this now. You have a house, and you call this company to get a refi?
Yes.
Okay, then go from there. What happened then?
Well, I got the refi. And
refi. Okay, then what?
Actually, it was a second mortgage, actually.
Well, okay, that's fine. You got a second mortgage, and what happened?
Well, I was paying the note.
And how much was the second mortgage for?
What you mean, what was it for? It was $74,000.
And that $74,000 involved some cash out?
No.
Okay, keep going. So now you have a second for $74,000. What was your first?
$143,000.
Okay, so then what?
Then after we had paid on the loan the loan came out in 2001. In 2012, I was looking over my documents and I saw some fraudulent charges on the
second
contract.
On the second?
Yes, on the second.
What was the fraudulent stuff you noticed?
Number one, they had charged me $653 for a homeowner's insurance through American Family. But what they didn't know, I already had American Family from day one.
Okay, but listen, let's just, no matter what you found fraudulent as far as what you're calling fraudulent, that won't dismiss the fact that you got $74,000. What did you do with the $74,000?
Oh, I paid off some credit cards
All right.
and stuff.
So you still got the money. So what does this have to do with that? So when you found fraudulent charges, what did you do?
I wrote them and said, why did you put fraudulent charges?
Okay, but you still kept making your payments, right?
No, yeah, at that time, but after that I quit.
Wait. So because you had a few $100s in charges or a few thousand, you stopped paying on a $74,000 note?
No, I had paid them $130,000 at that time.
Well, hold on. It doesn't matter if the note is the note. If that was paid in full, it was paid in full. If not, it doesn't matter how much you paid them because we always pay more than the note when it comes to a mortgage. For goodness sake, some people pay on a couple $100,000 house, they pay $400,000. But what I want to know, at the time you stopped paying, this was in 2012?
Yes.
Okay, at that time, and this is a critical question, I'm not asking you what you think. I'm asking you, according to the contract, in 2012, how many years were left on that mortgage?
4.
4 years were left, and you decided to stop paying.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Let's see what we can do. Now I'm understanding what's going on. I want to hear how you won the case and how we can help you today. I have a feeling this guy's fucked. You don't just stop paying because you're pissed.
Not on a mortgage. Not normally. Not on a mortgage.
At this time, no new stalls or accidents and really no major delays. A little bit of slowing downtown on southbound I-25 approaching Spear, but no delays on the northbound side.
Man, that...
On I-70 in the elevated portion, also that ramp northbound 225.
Tell them to stay away from Hamden going east on Hamden. It was backed up for half a mile.
Today?
Yeah, because not Hamden. Yeah, on Hamden. Going east from about Parker was backed up for a half mile.
You mean the other part of Hamden, that Aurora part that's disconnected?
No. You know, once you get past the golf course, Kennedy.
But there's a whole different part of Hamden. When you go south on Parker Road, you can go on Hamden east.
Oh no, this is before. This is right by where Sam's is. Hamden and Parker.
If you have depression that is med resistant, it's something you have to deal with. Some people take 2 prescriptions. Some people keep changing their medications like a merry-go-round. TMS Solutions is clinically proven and FDA approved to help supercharge the meds you're on. In other words, it does something to your brain. It's a non-invasive pulse therapy, magnetic pulse therapy, by prescription that is made and designed to help your prescriptions work better. And I'm telling you that they have amazing results. In some cases, people get off meds completely, but here's the deal. They can work with your doctor, they can work with you directly, and do the whole thing, including prescriptions. They're located around the metro area. Now, there are a lot of people masquerading as this. Go to the genuine TMS Solutions, tmssolutions.com, 303-928-0499, 928-0499. I just sent them off a beat, man, with the commercials. I don't know.
There's another place that keeps advertising for that.
I know. They're genuine. I'm talking about stay away from, as always, the chiropractors and people that have the biofeedback and bullshit. I'm not saying it has no value, but I am so tired of quackery, for God's sake.
Me too.
And now here's the deal. I like chiropractors for chiropractic.
Right,
what
for
pisses me off, they're the first ones to pick up extra bullshit. And I don't know why, or a naturopath. Now, here's the problem. Homeopathy and all that, you can have your thing, fine. But you start venturing into the bullshit, and more of these doctors do it than MDs for some reason. I think because of the AMA and
because doctors can make a living. Chiropractors in such a competitive field, and there's so little demand for their service that they have to find ways to generate income.
Did you know indoor air can be 5 times dirtier than
that
outdoor
could be
air?
it,
Hard
but
to believe, right?
a good chiropractor, man, does a great job on what he
not
does. But stop fucking telling me you're gonna treat my diabetes, or you're gonna treat my whatever.
Or like you say in your commercial, stem cells. They're probably doing stem cells.
But they don't. They just say that.
Right. But homeopathy, don't get me off on that, because that's...
I know. You want to know something? Here's the way I feel about homeopathy. I want it to work. I want it to be real. Because, basically the Salk vaccine is homeopathy.
No, it's not.
Well, it is. Because they introduce like things
no,
to...
they introduce a virus.
For what reason?
To
spark your immune system.
But the difference with homeopathy, there's a thing, Avogadro's number.
No, the theory of homeopathy, like therapy, homeopathy.
No, but the thing is, there's something called Avogadro's number. So you take a gram of any substance.
No, I know. That's the problem with homeopathy. I know that.
When there's nothing in
I
there.
understand it. I believe you. That's right.
So
but the theory is they're sparking your immune system, but it's bullshit because you can test the shit and there's nothing there. We're agreeing.
Right.
But I'm saying what they tell you is that that's what they're doing, and they use the Salk vaccine as an example. But in the Salk vaccine, you can find the fucking virus. You can't find shit in these remedies.
Exactly.
And they say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's the essence. Well, you know what? Come on.
Right. There's no such thing
I
as essence.
want it to work because it's such a wonderful idea, right? I want it to work. But I swear to God, I have never had it work, ever.
It can't work. There's no such thing as essence.
You know what, though? All these people that say it works, anecdotally, I think that, here's the thing.
There was a big study in England with homeopaths. And one of the things they found is that homeopathic doctors in England spent an extraordinary amount of time with their patient compared to doctors.
What do you call that bias? You call it
It's a
bias. Yeah, but there's something biased. There's a whatchamacallit bias where you want your health provider to be right. And there's a word for it. But here's the deal.
But they found that the amount of time spent was a huge factor in people feeling better because the guy sat down with them for half an hour.
Here's something else, okay? With homeopathy, like I said, I want it to work. I wish it would work. I am saying I personally have never had any result. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I have had no results.
And you never will.
And you shouldn't have to believe in something for it to work. For example, except psychosomatic stuff. But here's the deal. I can take an Ambien, and whether I believe it or not, I'm going to go to sleep.
Right.
You take a sleep aid, homeopathic sleep aid. Now, I'm not talking, by the way, about Bach flower remedies. Those things work. They're actually something, like, rose hips and shit. But, man... Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, we got American Restoration 24/7 with us, and I do have some emails for him, and I'll get to in a minute. But right now, we're talking about something very, very important. Henry says, years ago, he took out a loan, a second, $74,000, paid off some credit cards and stuff. He paid on it for 12 years, roughly, and then stopped paying because he noticed some fraudulent crap that was put into the loan app. Just really minor stuff comparison to the $74,000, but it pissed him off. He stopped paying. He had 4 years left on the loan when he stopped paying. His theory is, hey, I paid him way more than $74,000. Well, obviously, if we take a car loan or a house loan or any loan and we calculate what we've paid, any one of us could make that claim after a few years, but that's not what the contract says. You don't go to court and say, Your Honor, I've already paid, 50, 100, 200,000 more than the house, the original loan. It doesn't matter. It's what the contract says. So we all pay more than the balance. So I just want to get past that. But here's where we are right now. They were pissed off that he didn't pay. So did they sue you, Henry, back in the day, back in 2000? No?
No. They actually they took me to court.
That's called suing you. That's what that's called, Henry. Henry?
Pardon me?
They took you to court. They sued you for what?
No, they didn't sue me. They tried to sell the house. They put the house up for sale.
That's a foreclosure. That's a lawsuit. But I don't care. Call it chocolate ice cream. I don't care what you call it. What happened then, back then?
Okay, we went to court. The first time they didn't show up. So the judge.
This was was this called the Rule 121 hearing where you were given a chance to speak up at your foreclosure?
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
We told the judge what went on and stuff, and he said, well, we're gonna reschedule because they claimed that they had the bad weather, they couldn't get here.
Okay, then what happened?
Okay, we had a new date. They didn't show up that date either.
Okay, then what?
The judge says, okay, this is closed. I'm gonna dismiss this, and
okay, then what?
Then we didn't hear from him anymore.
And then what?
Then when we went here about a month ago to get this thing, we found this lien against the house.
Oh, that's when you found the lien. Okay. Let me explain something to you, Henry, and I promise you, it's the truth, okay? But you got to listen because I think you're assuming wrong stuff. Here's what I want to tell you. That $74,000 is a valid loan that you stopped paying on in 2012. When they sued you for foreclosure and they did not show up, that case was dismissed. We all agree on this, right?
Right.
However, Henry, and you better listen to me because it's true, it did not invalidate the loan. It simply dismissed that foreclosure action. They did not make a ruling that the debt was invalid. So, or I'm assuming they didn't. So here's what I believe happened. When they failed at that foreclosure because they were idiots, you still had the original $74,000 lien against your home reduced by whatever contractual payments you made, and then increased by whatever penalties there were. And that is the balance you're seeing on this lien. How much is it today?
$57,000.
Okay. Now, you're not going to like what I say, but you certainly do not believe, do you, that you owe zero? Are you believing this is totally invalid?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Henry. Then you need to find someone to agree with you because it's not invalid. Now, that $57,000 might be adjusted up or down or somewhere, but I can't believe that you think it's zero because it's not. It's simply they are idiot lenders. Now, there could be a possibility that this lender never sold the note, kept it in-house, and went out of business, and there is no successor. It could be. I doubt it. Is this lender still in business?
Matter of fact, they're going through a bankruptcy right now.
That's going to make your loan even more valid, and I'll tell you why. The trustee in that bankruptcy action is going to look for every single asset this company has. One of those assets will be your loan. Now, the good news is you can probably negotiate some kind of payoff with the trustee. But Henry, honest to God, from what you're telling me, please do not make the mistake of thinking you don't owe anything. Did you think the rest of that loan was just going to go away?
Well, Tone, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Now, I got a letter from them saying that the statute of limitations has run out on this loan. They cannot collect. They cannot harass me.
Henry, listen. you're right and you're wrong. They have a certain amount of time in Colorado to collect an unpaid bill before they can sue or pursue a lien. That's 6 years. But Henry, one thing you are discounting, they already had a lien on your home. It was a second deed of trust. That did not expire. There is no statute on that. It's still on your house. You're making all kinds of mistakes, Henry. Please don't listen to yourself. I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans. He is real. If he wants to listen, I can tell him what he can try to do. If he believes he owes zero, tell him to hang up and just go find someone in a nice way.
I spoke to a woman on Friday.
That guy is totally wrong.
You were nice to him, though.
Yeah.
You were nice
Oh,
to
yeah,
him.
I can tell the poor guy doesn't understand.
No, he doesn't. Most people don't. I mean,
well, he doesn't realize that when he pays, you're paying the interest up front, and it's not till the very end that you actually start paying down the principal.
That's with an amortized loan. Right.
Well, with any loan.
No, simple interest is different. You pay for the outstanding money at the time you pay.
But if you take out a mortgage.
A mortgage is amortized.
Right. Oh, right.
Rules of 78.
Yeah.
It's a different loan.
Right.
They allow you to collect up front. When you have a simple interest loan, you pay exactly the interest due on exactly the outstanding amount, and every month it gets lower.
Right. But there's a mortgage, which is
different. It's whatever they call it. But I don't know why the fuck they do them like that. But in the beginning, they're getting all their most of the payment is interest for the first 10 years.
Right. This was a 15-year loan.
You know, why do they do that though? Why do they do? Oh, it was a 15.
Well, for 15 years, it was 2 things. He said he had 4 years left on it in 2000.
Doesn't matter. It's still a loan.
So it's a 15-year loan.
So he owed a lot more than
he owed like 4 to 5 years worth of.
It was almost half the fucking loan.
Right.
Right.
But I'm sure the 57 they put on now, they've added penalties and interest to it.
You know, he's going to have a tough time. That is a valid lien on his home. It's not going away. He's going to find that out the hard way.
He might get that insurance thing off of it, those little deals off of it. But.
Well, retroactively, that'd be hard. But I'll tell you what he could do. He could go to that trustee, if they're truly in bankruptcy. But here's the problem. If a lot of people see this loan, $57,000, the trustee's going to sell those notes.
They might have already sold it, huh?
They may. His lien was against. He said they're in foreclosure or in bankruptcy.
Well, right.
So if they had sold it, it would have been someone else.
Right. I mean, but could they have just held it out there and stuff and come back and say, hey, this loan's.
What do you mean? Like?
Well, I mean, this happened in 2011, right?
Yeah, but they're coming after. But it's still on there now.
Right.
They're not going after him. Actually, he didn't even say they were going after him.
Right.
It's just on there.
Right.
And he thinks that 6-year statute of limitations. But that's if they didn't get the lien. They already have the lien. See, people hang up when they don't want it. When I don't tell them what they want to hear. That's really a shame.
You know, I spoke to somebody Friday, a woman from Idaho, who was selling her house to marry a prince in Dubai.
Oh, please get her on the radio.
Her daughter called up.
That's made for radio.
I know. Her daughter called up and told me about it. I said, well, let me speak to your mom. I literally spent 15 minutes, and you could tell she was not going to listen.
Oh, can you get her on the show?
And that kind of stuff, I'll get her on.
Do you have her number?
No.
Was it at your other one?
Yeah, it was at my other one. I'll make a note of things that we can get her on.
Just say, look, let's discuss this on air. Maybe someone will have some insights.
But it was so sad. You could just tell that she was that her family couldn't convince her. I couldn't convince, and you knew that she was gonna. It's so sad.
How did you get a hold of her?
Oh, through the ARP thing.
Ah.
Her daughter called up.
Did you have a picture of the prince?
She did not, and I asked if she ever had spoken to him.
That's a lot of belief, isn't it?
That's a lot. Wow.
You got this prince. You don't know what he looks like.
Man, I'll tell you, there have been a lot of fucking people taken for rides, man. There have been a lot of people taken for rides.
And you know what it is? They're so desperate.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Yeah, but why even desperate? You want like pictures or?
Well, I think I told you, I'm single, so occasionally if I go on a dating site, I'll get, hits from 35-year-old, 30-year-old women. What?
How long have you been single?
I got divorced in 2005.
Wow.
I mean, I've had some long-term relationships, but every now and then I get these calls from 30-year-old women. I mean, come on, give me a break. You gotta have some common sense.
Tell me you're a prince.
From Dubai.
Yeah. You know, like I've always told my friends, what do you do for the other 23 and a half hours after you're done with the 23-year-old?
Oh, that's too funny.
Recuperate?
Right. How many little blue pills can you take?
That's too funny. Those are definitely daddy issues, you know what I mean?
Well, no, they're just trying to get money from you. That's all. It's not daddy. They're not interested in a relationship. They want to, get you involved with them, and then, send me money. I need this. I need that. That's what the scam is.
It would depend on how good that half hour was.
It's a good point.
Sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
Right across the highways in the metro area in pretty good shape. No stalls, accidents, or really any major delays in town. So if you got somewhere to go, now's a good time to get there. There's a couple of spots here and there. Northbound Havana is a bit stop and go. They're off highway approaching Yale and Island due to construction. Watch out for delays there.
That's
yeah. Highway drive southbound I-25 a little slow downtown on the approach to Spears. Both directions of I-70 a little blip.
And I'm excited to see next week's Bronco game to see if this kid is for real.
I tell you, the Browns are underperforming. They got a lot of talent.
They do. That's what I thought. I said, these guys
The
are
Browns?
trying hard.
Yeah.
They're plenty good. Plenty. Strong, fast, powerful.
But you said,
Chubb is the running back.
said we shouldn't be bragging too much that we beat them.
They're just not disciplined. It's just.
That's what I agree too. I don't know if it's
Who was that? Schottler? Who was their coach years ago?
Marty Schottenheimer.
Schottenheimer, was it?
Oh, he used to be Broncos too, huh?
No. Schottenheimer. He was with the Chiefs.
Who was that? Bernie Kosar? Was he the?
He was the general manager for a long time.
But he was a
the
quarterback. When they were really our rivals, he was a quarterback.
He was.
That was a rivalry, man.
Yeah, back in the 80s, that was
Bernie
the
Kosar
drive and
the Raiders. I remember like the real. They hate, when the Raiders played, or for some reason the Browns. That was a good rivalry. And who else? Dallas Cowboys. Holy shit.
They say the Browns is where quarterbacks go to die.
Well, it may change to Denver.
Well, the funny thing is, the Patriots coach, Bill Belichick, Patriots and what's his face in college, Alabama's coach. They were there at the same time.
Oh, right. Belichick was there. You're
Belichick and what's his name in college? Two best coaches in both levels.
NFL and college.
And they were terrible then too. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I was impressed with Lindsey. That kid, every week he comes to play.
He does.
He's
tiny too.
No, he's a running back. That kid who's from East High School and went to CU, he was undrafted.
He walked on?
He walked on.
God.
And
No shit, he walked on and made the team. Is he
was
a starter?
Yeah, he went to the Pro Bowl last year. Went to the Pro Bowl last year as a walk-on.
That is such a cool story. Is this his first year?
Yeah, second year.
Great eyesight.
He went to the Pro Bowl last year.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. The Consumer Show with the Consumer Advocate. 40 years fighting for you. Actually more if you count outside of Denver. The longest running show in America with the same host currently still on the air. This show brought to you by CBD That Works. Real CBD thatworks.com. Real CBD thatworks.com. CBD is an oil extracted from the hemp or from the marijuana plant. Actually, it's it's not the marijuana plant. It's the cannabinoid plant or whatever you call it. I'm not a scientist, but here's the bottom line: it's not designed to make you high. It doesn't have THC, except for there's two strains, with and without. The one with only has 0.3%, and the products really work for pain, anxiety, and sleep. Real CBD. Thatworks.com. Dan, you have a problem sleeping.
Yes, I do.
We went through that thing. I don't want to get into it with testosterone and all that, but I think that would have been your ultimate solution. But then you take some pills now and then. Have you ever tried the CBD for sleep?
No, I haven't.
If I get you this one sleep one, and I'm not fishing, I want you to tell me the truth that it works. They have a sleep formula I'd love to try. In fact, I might have some downstairs. Or wait, Daff, who did I give the sleep formula to, the CBD? Did we give that to someone to try?
That would be me.
Can you get a few of those for Dan? I want to see
Yes.
if do they work for you?
They do. I really and I remember my dreams. It's lovely.
Okay. I'm just curious. RealCBDthatworks.com. Let's go to the phones. We have Rock with us from American Restoration 24/7. I do have an email. Rock, is sewer backup considered a property trauma where a restoration company would be involved?
Indeed, because you have class 3 waste there, so that needs to be cleaned very, very, very thoroughly. You could have coliforms, all kinds of bad things.
Does that have to be? Well, how is it dealt with in a finished basement?
In a finished basement,
our carpet's gone.
Everything's gone. Everything.
You can't clean those carpets.
No, you can't clean those carpets. I wouldn't want to.
What about the insurance companies that say this part of the carpet is good?
No,
they piecemeal. Are you successful in getting those replaced?
No. Yeah, I mean, you can if it's.
But I'm asking, are you successful in getting them replaced? Yes.
Yes, definitely getting them.
But replaced. You will not piecemeal it.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
What about the studs? Do you have to cut them out?
The studs, they can be.
Can you go up like a knee wall?
You can go up to a knee wall, depending on the time factor. Because everything does leach up. So
But it couldn't do the whole wall, could it ever?
It could, because it's a very mobile. The drywall is a very
absorbent.
Very absorbent.
Now, do you have tools that probe and can measure?
Yes. Scientifically, you can just cut the piece out and measure fecal coliforms. And, so you can do where they are, where they stopped, and all types of black light tests. There's a number of methods to see how far the contamination has gone.
Listen, I'm hoping you never need them, but if you do, or you have any questions, give us a call. Is this a busy season, or is it mostly spring for property trauma?
Right now, last week, there were pipes freezing all over the place because it's early.
And then we have fire around Christmas, unfortunately.
Indeed.
Taxing the electrical system.
Exactly. So any time could be a busy time.
I'd like to go over prevention. That's something we don't often do with property trauma because a lot of it you can't prevent. I mean, it's sudden, right?
Indeed.
But if there are things we can do to make our house less susceptible to property trauma, could you make a list?
Indeed.
Okay, let's go over 5 things that you think could have prevented it, or at least avoided the major part of it. Okay, so truck driver Lee is he's a caller to the show. We've known him for years, and he wants to ask something. Go ahead there, truck driver Lee.
I was trying to look up what you quoted as a super lawyer, your favorite collections fellow. And I can't seem to find him.
I don't know if he's listed literally as a super lawyer. What I'm saying is he's not on a referral list because if you would imagine, Lee, collection attorneys are not something consumers often look for. It's business to business. Who is our guy? Now I'm having a brain fart. I can't believe this. Our collection guy we always call Frank Ball. Frank Ball. Thank you, guys. See, you're younger than me, Daff. You couldn't think. And Dan, you too. Frank Ball. Yeah, we have his phone number somewhere, but I'm sure you can just Google it. But what do you need there, Lee? Let's see if we can help. What is it?
Well, I wish you could help.
What is it?
On so long. It's a lawsuit that I've been involved in. It's a business.
Well, are you trying to collect?
Yes.
Okay, I have his number. I just looked it up. Frank Ball, Denver attorney. He's in Greenwood Village, and his number is 303-629-7000.
629-7000.
Yeah, I want to just caution people. He does a lot of contract work, meaning he's on contract for a lot of big companies for collections. I'm not saying he won't take a case, but what is your situation? Let's talk about it, Lee.
Well, I have a county court judgment that was set in October 12, 2017.
Okay, so it's a 6-year judgment?
The lady said 10 years, and then you could extend 10 years.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. Yeah, there are 6, 10, and I believe there are 20 years. But what is it for, this 10-year judgment?
It's for fair value on a Colorado dissenters See, I was a stockholder in a small company, closely held.
So you sued someone, and the judgment is in favor of you.
Actually, it's the other way around. Strange. The dissenters statute requires that I demand what I think the reasonable amount of my stock was worth, and if the company disagrees, they have to take me to court, which is what they did.
Okay, so you wanted to get paid for your stock. Was there, usually with corporations, you can't demand payment, but did you cite a law that I don't know about?
Well, I don't know. The Colorado dissenters rights statute is a long.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Let me explain this to people. If partnership agreements or corporate agreements, if the operating agreements don't contain language that would help individuals in certain circumstances, then the law takes over. Like, let's say that a partnership did not outline what happens during dissolution, then you would go to the Colorado Partnership Act or whatever it's called, and you would follow those guidelines for dissolution. So in your case, you had a dissent, meaning you did not agree with something.
I didn't agree with the amount that they wanted to pay me.
No, I'm talking about before that. Why did you, when you say pay you, they're not obligated to buy your stock. So how did it even come up to begin with, Lee?
Well, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mention that. They decided, the board decided to sell the building.
Okay.
There was a building involved.
I got you. And they were going to divide up the money according to stock.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do. It gets a little bit involved. They held another. Their family owned another building next door, and when they sold them, they did a simultaneous sale, and they switched the prices of the building.
I get what you mean. I know what you mean. You're saying they manipulated the figures so they would have to pay less to stockholders.
And so did the judge, and so did the appellate court.
Well, what do you mean? In other words, you won?
I won at the court level, at the county level, and the company appealed it to the appellate court, and the appellate court gave me all attorney fees and awarded the fair value. And
how much is your judgment for, sir?
Right now, we're looking at a outstanding of about, if we include everything, about $180,000.
Okay, well, you certainly could get someone to take that on contingency.
I wished.
What have you tried?
Well, I actually still have a crew of lawyers, and I paid them very good money, and I don't believe that they're defeated, but they just don't quite understand how to put the hammer down and collect.
Well, here's what I want to know. Does the corporation that you're suing, or the corporation that you have the judgment against, does it have assets?
Well, these guys were slick. The board of directors.
Okay, but that's not my question. I'm not asking if they hid them. I'm not asking if they fraudulently transferred. I'm asking if I look at the corporation, does the corporation have assets?
Both corporations have zero. They melt.
Okay, I got you. Listen, I get it. But Lee, remember this. A lot of times corporations have zero assets because of smart planning. It's not always fraudulent. You would have to show that they did it specifically to get away from judgment, and that's what you think they did.
I believe I can prove that.
Well, a good attorney can. I mean, all you do is look at the transfers. You know, now if they never owned assets, that's a different story, Lee.
Well, they've got buku assets now. They will go to Sherman and Howard to probably try to defeat me and take it to the Colorado Supreme Court.
Now, you say they have a lot of assets. I'm not talking about money. Do they own things?
Yep.
Well, if you have a judgment, you don't have to go to court. You can just put a lien on their building or something.
Well, that's kind of what truck driver Lee thinks, but I've got one set of lawyers that I've been working with for 4.5 years, and we're in R69 depositions right now. We're going to have a deposition in a week or two again.
All right, here's what you need. You need a second opinion, Lee.
That's what I'm. Exactly.
Yeah, and so this would be where you just consult Frank for an hour or two and let him do some research and you pay him for it. And then if he wants to take it, he takes it. If not, but you need a second opinion for sure. It sounds to me like you're doing everything right. In fact, I'm shocked you've gone so far and you've gotten 180 grand. May I ask very quickly, without a story, Lee, how much of the 180 are attorney's fees?
Right now, 72,604.
Okay. Thank you. Listen, man, good luck to you. Let us know what Frank says.
Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Sounds like he sounds like he's doing a good job.
Frank Ball's got some really bad reviews.
Well, yes, he does. He's a fucking collection attorney. I mean, okay, he seems like a decent guy. He was easy to deal with. Look at the low ratings. People he's collecting from, for God's sakes.
Well, some of the people he collected from loved him.
Okay, I did. I'm Tom Martino for Fix It 24/7, a company you can trust. You know, George is the owner. I know him personally for like 20 years. And, you know, when he took over Fix It 24/7, he says, I want to provide the best value, the most honest service, and complete service people can depend on for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Here's the main deal, okay? $39 to find any problem, no matter how long it takes, because he believes people need someone to come to the house and give them an honest assessment. You know, he says, oh, you could call it free if you want, but so people are hell-bent on finding problems even if there isn't one. Now, our $39 doesn't pay anything, but it's at least something. And you know what? If you don't want to have the work done, that's all you pay. But if you get the work done, we will credit the $39, so it is a free call. And you won't get better value anywhere. Put us to the test. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
You know, George is in tomorrow, right?
I assumed it because he said he wanted to have dinner tonight, so he's in town or he's getting in town.
I'm going to bring in my anode rod.
Are you?
Yeah. This is just crazy.
How old is it?
It was 3 years old.
Was it eaten to shit?
It's because up in the cabin there, and it's got bad water and a water
eaten to
softener.
shit?
Yeah.
Do you know that you can extend the life of that water tank indefinitely? Indefinitely.
You think indefinitely?
Well, think about it. It will never corrode the stronger metal ever. That's why that sacrificial anode, if people knew that, they would never change a tank. Except maybe if a burner or something goes out. But those tanks, the only reason water is going after it is because...
Well, I think you got to drain it too, right? Get some of that sediment out of there
well,
too.
Well, that's for efficiency, but not for eating it. It's not going to eat it.
Okay.
That anode will... Man, it's amazing how that works. I guess you're right. I guess if it sat on the bottom, that shit could... But still, the electrolytic... No, it'll go to that first.
But this is just amazing. I pulled it out.
You know, a water tank is a battery.
Because, right. It acts as a battery because you got in and out there. You got flowing water.
And minerals.
Right. Yeah.
And what you're doing is sacrificing that. In fact, they used to put, I believe, sacrificial anodes, or they still do, on ships and shit, right?
I believe it. I think they do many things. They do that. And on buildings and, casing for...
and you know, the same...
Oil field casing.
The same theory is technically a lightning rod, although it's not corrosion. It's sacrificing. You know, or redirecting. But you just redirect the corrosive qualities of the water to that anode, and that son of a bitch gets eaten up. And if people realized all they have to do is replace that, but they don't make them convenient. When that water heater's in, if your water heater's 5 feet, that anode is 5 feet high. So people would have to tilt the tank, except the guy that did the flexible anodes I had on Channel 4 years ago. So listen to this, Rock. You take out the anode. The old one you just break. To put a new one in, it's flexible. You just go like that.
I'll bring one of those in.
Do you have a flexible?
Yeah.
How much?
They're like this long. And they got a little piece of cable.
Oh, I thought they were way longer.
No, they're like this, and a cable. This, like a cable. This,
oh,
like this.
Yeah. So they're flexible.
Yeah.
His was more like The whole thing was flexible.
No, this has got a little piece of cable in between.
That connects them.
Yeah.
So, it's the flexible anode. How many people even fucking know about it?
Oh, you're right. I didn't until you started talking about it, and I tell like my brother who knows quite a bit about it. I said, you don't need to change those. It's easy to change, but you do got to have impact.
You absolutely have to change them.
But it's easy to do. I mean, it's just
your tank will start corroding the day that runs out.
On any water heater?
Any water heater.
Good to know.
They wouldn't last a year or two without it.
So all pipelines have
anodes.
They have some type of anode, and they run current down it to do it.
In fact, I always thought with anything with rust, anything with corrosion, why they couldn't do an anode like on cars and shit. But
you're right. The only thing is, it would have to be touched to the ground. So you
that's true. You can't with a car, right?
Or you can ground it to something like the engine, possibly.
Maybe.
Relative ground.
I'm sure. Listen, there's a certain amount of technology people won't do because they want the planned obsolescence. I mean, that's obsolescence. I mean, it's what sells things. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I love OneClearChoiceDoors.com. You know what? They have helped so many people. 720-370-3987 with that Martino inspection. You got to ask for it. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987. Now, it's a free inspection with tune-up and adjustments and all of that, but it's time permitting. They want to be your company. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. So let's talk about, Yvonne says she's got, she wants to talk about opening a savings account for her great niece. And then Rob wants to talk about life insurance and national database. We got a lot of questions. And then, of course, we have Rock with us, AmRest 24/7, American Restoration 24/7. And Yvonne, what's going on with you, Yvonne? How can we help you?
Well, not really a savings, like a college account. But
Okay.
I don't want it to be a restricted college account. I want it to be a flexible account to where if she decided to maybe go to a trade school, she doesn't go to a university. And it's my unofficial great goddaughter, not my niece.
Okay.
But anyways, so, and then if she doesn't decide to go to college at all, that maybe she would be able to allocate those funds for like a down payment on a house.
Yvonne, at the risk of sounding totally simple, you just open any account for that. And you say here, this is yours to do this, unless you're talking about an account with certain tax benefits or something. What is to stop you from just opening an account and putting a list of terms on it for her? Huh?
We've already done that. We've already done that type of account. So we want like a higher interest account with tax benefits.
Okay. Okay. Now, this is a weird one. I know you can open these for your kids, but I'm wondering. I guess they don't.
529, right?
Yeah, but do they have to be? Does the law say they have to be a relative or at all? This is her great niece. I imagine she could do it. 529s. What's that?
There's no relation. I'm
Right. I'm
her godmother. So
we need to speak to one of our financial advisors about this. Maybe APO Financial. Can you get them on? Let's hold on a sec. We want to ask about 529s or other college plans or Roths or whatever. I mean, I would think that you could probably use a number of different accounts for this reason. And her goal is to have it flexible but still get tax benefits if possible. Hold on, Yvonne. We'll try to figure this out, okay? Rob, what's happening with you, Rob?
Hey, Tom. I have a 15-year life insurance policy, a term life that's expiring. And so I went to one of the radio shows, and they suggested I call and get a quote, and I got a quote. And then the insurance company said, oh, by the way, we'll send over a medical examiner, and we're going to share your information in this national database, the MIB.
Yeah.
And I was that kind of threw me.
Well,
what's going
you know,
on.
I'm surprised they tell you, but they always do. I mean, everyone does. It's kind of like a credit bureau. You see, insurance companies cover their ass in a number of ways. First of all, they have the clue report on property. So if, in fact, a property has a lot of claims against it, it would be on a clue report. And then they do this for people with medical stuff. And it's just a way of protecting themselves like a credit report would be for a financial industry.
Okay, so it's a legitimate thing. It's not something to be afraid of.
Well, it's something that happens. Who knows, right? It's a fact of life is what I'm saying. I don't know how the data is used beyond insurance, but if you want to know exactly, we'll find out, and we'll let you know with Compass Insurance Group. We'll call them up right now and ask them about it. And okay, so hold on. So now we have Compass again for that, national insurance databases, but there are a number of databases, okay, on insurance, just like we have credit. And then there are there are databases like for cars now, too. Carfax, that's what that is. You see, database information for sectors of our lives are provided not only for consumer protection, but protection of the companies themselves. Chris, welcome. How are you doing, Chris? 303-713-TALK. What's going on, Chris?
Well, to try to make a long story short, I'm looking at getting some electrical work done in my house.
Yes.
But I know that there were some unpermitted additions done to my house before I bought it.
Yes.
And I knew about it before I bought it.
Right.
And I was wondering that if they pull a permit for the electrical work and someone comes out and inspects it, are they going to ding me for the...
It all depends. And listen, and I'm going to tell you a truth. It all depends on how aggressive the inspector is. Some inspectors, they don't even want to be bothered. They'll come out, they'll inspect it, and be done with it. Other inspectors will say, "What? How the hell did this get passed?" And you could plead ignorance and say, "Who knows? It was done before I bought the place." Normally, they won't ding you if you bought a place and inherited problems. The worst case scenario is they make you correct things.
Right.
Now, what are you thinking about having done?
Well, I really want a 240 line added to my house, and just for the garage, for welding equipment.
Where's
stuff like
okay?
that.
I understand. Where is your main panel?
Inside the house, laundry room.
Okay. Most likely, that's just going to involve inspecting the line. They don't normally get into the whole house, but they may do a load calculation based on how many amp service you have. Do you know how many amps this new service will take?
Probably about 50.
Yeah. What amp do you have on your main? What's your main box right now?
100.
Yeah. Well, that could be your problem, not the fact that you have unpermitted stuff. But the fact that you have 50 amps, they may, 100, they may have you go to a 200 amp service.
Okay. I mean, if need be, that's fine.
Now, go to one of our electricians on the referral list at referrallist.com. Really, go there and make sure you have the good, honest, reliable people. Please, don't go to Craigslist or something like that. 303-713-TALK. Rock, they want to know about radon. Is that considered a property trauma? I'm talking to AmRest 24/7. Like when they have a house with a lot of radon, do you guys handle that as a restoration company?
No, we do not. That radon is a naturally occurring substance.
Okay.
And actually, there's quite a bit here in Colorado.
Right.
And because we're at the altitude that we are, we get more radiation just in general.
Do you have independent testing you do?
We can test for radon, but the remediation of radon, it's very simple, but that's nothing that we do.
Okay. Now, when you go into a home that's already experienced a property trauma like water, a flood, or something, is that part of what you would test when you test?
No.
Okay.
Unless there's sometimes
some specific concern.
A specific concern.
All right.
Then we would do radon.
In general, is radon a big problem in Colorado?
It depends. It's various places. It's just like I said, naturally occurring. It's like gold. Like there's gold here, but there's no gold there.
Okay.
Radon, there's radon there, and
because of uranium.
Because of uranium.
All right, we have more coming up.
Yeah, it cost me $1,500 to get my radon.
$1,500?
When I sold my house to have it remediated.
That's not a lot.
I'm just saying, it's an, it's an extra thing you don't realize.
Right. Now I've never met you before. I'm Corey.
Corey, I'm Ken.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm remiss here.
I'm trying to be a new deputy.
Okay.
He's a retired doctor.
I see.
Which is cool, having his quality here, right?
Absolutely.
So now we have to teach him how to think simple.
No, I'm learning a lot about all these.
He volunteers though at ARP, which is good because he when he told us about that scam with the prints, that's how he gets those.
Oh wow!
I work at ARP on Fridays and they have something called.
But you got to make sure that you let us know about stuff.
I will from now on. They have something called the Fraud Watch Network. So people from all over the country call up to find out if something is a scam or what they can do about it, what their resources are, and just tell them what they can do if anything. So I get about 40 calls a day.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of it is like that Social Security scam, or the dating scams, or a lot of it is
Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal, for used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. They have a great selection. But I'll tell you something else they have. A great selection of product and a great selection on loans because they represent like 40 lenders. They can actually originate the loan right there and get the loan 100% approved. One thing you'll never have at Rocky's is the false sale where they say, okay, everything's good. And then you drive away happy. They call you back and say, I'm sorry, you need a cosigner or your payment just went up or something, right? No. All of the details are disclosed and approved before you leave. You never get that old dreaded callback. So you have a great procedure, great products, and a friendly atmosphere, which is important. Rocky's Autos, and that's 63rd and Federal, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturdays, 9 to 6, 303-426-4646.
So do you own American Restoration, Rock?
Yes, I own it.
Okay, just by yourself?
Yes, I do.
Is it a franchise?
No, it is not.
It's an individual business.
Yes, it is.
You should get a couple people.
I had these guys do
like
my bathroom,
one name,
Tom.
paper and scissors.
Who?
That way you have rock, paper, scissors.
That's good.
Done right.
I like the name Rock.
I called up one of your people, and I called them
You
up.
were
The
in the
bids were
military,
pretty
right?
close.
Yes,
Really? So their price was in there, huh?
And the only reason I went with Durham is they could fit into my schedule.
Normally they're outrageously priced. Outrageous. So I'm pretty shocked, actually.
Is there lots of work out there?
But
There's
we
lots
don't
of work
get.
out there.
Wait.
Boy, I tell you what, to be a good reputation on this, because there's people that, like, say, Tom seen out there. I mean,
Did I
they'll
just
have
see BD at the
5
beginning of the
fans
sale?
out there and they'll charge,
You did.
$1,000 a day for the fans.
Thank you.
or whatever.
Well, you didn't talk about Panacea.
No.
You talked about the other CBD.
And then they don't. The thing is, they don't do
CBD
the
that
job.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. I did say that. Though.
But you didn't.
Right.
You
And
didn't
they're
mention
also one of those
Panacea.
people that say they'll do everything right. And you guys don't do the rebuild, right?
Actually, we do.
Oh, you
but
do?
We do a good job on it. We do. We do a
Okay.
very, very good job.
Wow.
But they don't hook you into the whole thing.
No. And
So I know you have phases.
We have
Yes.
phases, yes.
Yes.
So if you want us to do it, we will do it.
Ah.
And a lot of times, a lot of people, when we do a good job, we'll just continue.
Continue to use it.
Continue to use us. And so it makes it really
Reputation is everything in business.
Exactly.
Oh shit.
I tell you, that's a business that's
Try to get that across.
fraud.
Right. I think one of the worst cases I've ever seen, though, is the one that I got, the last call that I got from here.
What was the name of that company that did it?
They're out of business. It was something kind of fly by night. It was real fly by night.
They're the ones that took the stuff?
They took the stuff. It just,
We should talk about that.
So do you compete with like Serpro?
we don't compete with them. They're the Patriots, and we just need a teeny bit of their.
No, but I mean, but the same.
With the same industry, correct?
Right.
But do they also do the remodel and stuff too?
They, because they're so big. Sometimes when you're that big, you want to limit your scope because people look to sue them. They look to sue them. And sometimes the bigger you are, you want to narrow your scope just a little bit because there's different types of repercussions.
Gotcha.
Whereas us, it's we want to gain more business, but sometimes for somebody like them, it's better to narrow their focus.
And it's so hard because they spend so much money in advertising.
They do, and people see that, and then they want to tie them up, or so they make so much, and they're not so much so specialized. They know their business, and they're doing it.
I'm willing to buy lunch if anybody. I'm saying, like, for example, Jimmy John's, because it's probably too late for anything else.
I started Weight Watchers last week, so I want to lose about 30 pounds.
So you want to lose weight? Intermittent fasting.
Well, and no carbs. That's it.
I know. I did the Atkins for years, and I did great on it.
It's wonderful.
It is. So I thought I'd just try.
But Atkins is, I don't like saying it. It's more of
it's just a low carb diet.
Right, but Atkins, yeah. The only thing I don't like about Atkins is there was just a little too much emphasis on animal fat and.
But you got to use reason. You just.
But it won't hurt you.
No, but if you have meat, you just don't have. You just have a low carb, low fat. That's all. You just.
Well, you don't even need low fat. I'm just saying that a lot of fried fat's not good. But it's not the fat; it's the fried fat.
Yeah.
It's the burnt.
Chart. Eat like the caveman.
Right. And the other thing is, I got to start working out again.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to talk to our financial guys here. This is important. Brian Gray from APO Financial. And Brian, I want to ask you about something. Yvonne wants to help her niece. And I want to ask you something. On these accounts you open up for college, does the law say they have to be a relative, a blood relative?
Actually, believe it or not, it could be, parents, grandparents, other relatives, or even friends.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to know. Now, how she wants something flexible. Now, there may not be anything that exists this way, but the way Yvonne explains it, and I'll bring her up here, Yvonne, you want to have an account that if she decides to use for college, fine, but if she changes her mind, you'd like her to be able to use it for what?
Like a down payment on a house, or something, a down payment on a car, or I just want to make sure that it for sure is can apply to a trade school. So it doesn't have to be in university, it can be a trade school.
Okay, so a trade school or a university, or if she needs money, she needs it, and you want to try to get some tax benefits. Now, what are the tax benefits, Brian, of a 529?
Well, they allow you to basically deduct the contributions into the 529 plan, for your current tax year. And the important part is if you take it out for anything other than colleges, it will be a taxable and a penalty event as well. So it's but it could be used for trade schools if she wants to.
And the earnings are tax free.
That's correct. The earnings are tax free, and when they get pulled out for whether it be community college tuition, books, fees, room and board expenses.
You don't pay on that. You never pay tax on it?
State. No, you don't.
State, though. It's state, right?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, because the only way it would be taxable if it's used for non-college.
Okay, but is that just state? Is it just state tax, or is it state and federal?
State and federal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why would they have only... Well, hold on, Dan. Are you saying that they tax... do you only save state tax? Why would anyone do it? Then why would anyone do it?
Well, if you're in a tax state, because you save on your Colorado state tax.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, the federal tax is the main bite. And so, Brian, you're saying that it's tax deductible and then tax-free earnings and tax-free distribution if used for education.
That is correct. If you're using it for non-education, it becomes a penalty event.
Okay, so Yvonne, would that work? And you can use it for a trade school, Yvonne.
Okay, so my one question is other people allowed to contribute to the 529? Like if
that's an interesting question.
Or instead of giving a toy or whatever, they would be able.
In other words, you establish the account and invite others. Even if others did contribute, I couldn't see where they would get tax benefits too, because it's in someone's name. I don't know.
Primary account holder.
Brian, if Yvonne opens this account, she can deduct what she puts in it up to a certain amount. I imagine there are limits. But what if I wanted to contribute to it?
Would
that be income? Would that be
it would be. It would be income that's non-deductible if somebody else is contributing.
Well, actually, though, Yvonne, people can make a gift to that fund without any taxable event.
Well, I would probably open it up in either the grandmother or the daughter, because it's my goddaughter, her daughter, so it's my great goddaughter.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to.
The account.
Doesn't have to be a relative.
That the grandma, if we opened the account in the grandma's account, then she would be able to take the tax deduction.
Yeah, if she
the benefits, but other people would be able to contribute.
Yeah, but here's what I want to tell you. Listen carefully. The money she puts in is tax deductible. However, if people gift the money, okay, to that fund, I mean, she's not going to get a tax deduction on people gifting money to it.
Right.
No, we would not.
No, but people can gift anything they want, anytime they want, in any amount they want. If they don't go over their lifetime exclusion, there are no taxable events.
Okay, but my question is if we put it in the grandmother's name and it's considered income, if she decides not to allocate it for trade school or university, and she decides to take it out for a down payment on the house, then it is disclosed as income, and then it's the grandma would be taxed.
No, the grandma's not. It's wait. Is the grandma or is the recipient? Who is taxed, Brian, if it's meant for college and the student takes out for her house as opposed to her college? Which one pays the penalty and income? Is it the mom? Is it the one who took out the account, or is it the recipient?
Generally, the person that took out the account would be taxed if it's not used for schooling.
The account holder.
The account holder, correct.
But the tax and penalty simply comes from the amount you take out. It doesn't come from your pocket. You've already invested in it. In other words, if it's
tax deferred, and if she takes it out for something other than college, then it's tax deductible. So then it would fall on the account holder.
That's right, Yvonne. That's right. That's right. But if there's $100,000 in there, and the person takes out $100,000 to buy a house, the holder of this, I don't believe. They would have to pay it, but I think if the recipient says, "Grandma, I'm using it for my house. Here are the taxes. I mean, just leave it in the account to pay the taxes and stuff." You know what I'm saying, right, Brian? It doesn't have to come out of the woman's pocket.
No, it really does. And I think for most of us, when we're looking at planning for college, especially if there's a chance that they may not go to college, we would suggest maybe not doing a 529 plan and maybe doing a separate type of account.
Are there other types of accounts that give tax benefits and are more flexible?
There wouldn't be any other type that's going to give tax benefits for it. But as a whole, if you're just saving in a regular savings account or investment account, that could be used for either college and or down payment on a home.
What does a Roth do?
Deduction going in.
What does a Roth do?
A Roth IRA is primarily set up to get a tax deduction or pay after tax money into it, get tax deferred money, and have tax free income after 59.5.
That's not for college or anything.
Yeah, it's not for colleges. So typically for saving for colleges, we look at the 529 plans, and or just separate accounts that can be used for any purpose, but there's no tax breaks or you pay taxes as you grow if it's not a 529.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I have one other suggestion, but I have to take a quick break. Thank you. Brian Gray, APO Financial, by the way, is apofinancial.com. They are financial advisors on my referral list, 720-588-2000.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Right at Home.
Troubles on southbound I-25, both.
Individual. You know the answer to that?
It wouldn't matter. He can gift the.
But can you gift an entity as opposed to an individual?
I don't know.
I know what you've always said about gifting.
I don't know if you can.
That'll be an interesting thing.
But the money you put in there is not federally tax deductible. Only the earnings is there. But in Colorado, on your certain plans, you can deduct not only the earnings, but also the money you put into the 529.
Right, right.
He said it grows tax-free state and federal.
Yes, yes.
Right. And
but you get tax-free in Colorado. You can, if you put $5,000 in there, you can take that off your Colorado tax.
Oh, okay.
The person put it in.
But the deductibility of the money going in is only state under certain.
Right, and it's only certain plans too.
I gotta do. The Raleigh House. They are addiction treatment centers, a few of them in the metro area, founded right here on Raleigh Street. That's why the name is the Raleigh House. Now they have a rural setting, they have urban settings, and they have 24-hour care, in other words, an in-resident program, and they have some other programs as well. But before you even commit to any kind of addiction treatment, or you look into it for a loved one, they want you to be fully informed. That's why they'll answer any and all questions regarding addiction treatment and the people affected by addiction, like what it is and what is the treatment and what other kinds of treatment, what does it cost, what does insurance pay, how do I approach an addict, what do we do, what is our first step, what are common triggers. You know, this is the season with the most triggers for addiction, for making them worse. Here's what you do. Call this number free of charge and get all the information you need with no obligation. 720-730-9722, 720-730-9722.
Did you know indoor air can be 5 times dirtier than outdoor air? Hard to believe, right? And if you suffer from allergies or asthma, breathing clean air is not just important, it's essential. I'm Jaya Rao.
So I never heard of this National Insurance Database. Do you have to sign a HIPAA waiver? When you, I'm sure you must be able to do that.
Yes, you have to sign a waiver saying that people are allowed to see your medical history.
Right, right.
I'll go to Compass. Done with Yvonne, nothing more we can do. Then we go to Rob and Jeremy.
For truly clean air in rooms big or small, there's a molecule air purifier for you. Try it for 60 days risk-free and send it back if you're not satisfied. Plus, right now, when you visit molecule.com, spelled MOLEKULE, you'll save 10% with promo code FRESH. That's promo code FRESH. Don't collect pollutants. Destroy them with Molecule.
You know, there's a big article in the New York Times about stem cell therapy. Centeno Schultz, by the way, they're featured in that article.
Did you go over your 5 things that I want to make sure?
I got them
here. Good.
I got them right here.
Good.
Fire prevention. Fire prevention, mold prevention. Things that we can do to square it away.
We're pretty good with mold here, though, right? I mean,
no, it depends on, you know, it's a very, depends on, you know, most of it comes from leaky something, like lightning strike, trees, and, you know, like if a tree ever hits your house, it can start a problem that you're not necessarily aware of.
Oh, okay. Because it's, because it did some type of trauma to the house, a lot of leaking going in there. Okay.
Same thing with basement. You know, recently, with the hot and cold, you know, it was just hot. It was 80 degrees, and then it was just really, really cold. Caused a lot of kind of heaving within the ground, so pushed moisture up through some concrete. You know, just the rapid change in weather and just groundwater, just the moisture in the house.
For leaking in the water, do you see like it's a toilet?
Sometimes it's a toilet. Sometimes it's a toilet.
What is the biggest thing that?
Usually it's the pipe. Usually
a pipe like from the toilet, or like the main pipe, or whatever, or washer dryer.
Washer dryer. That's a huge one. That's a huge one. Washer dryer. You know, just something can make it ajar, and then like a hose slips out, and then you don't notice it for a while. Sometimes it's something that happens and people don't notice it.
So I bought this from Costco because they had it on sale that'll turn off my main valve, and you put out, it has 5 different things you put around the house that'll automatically turn it, and it's an automatic thing that it actually turns it. And you guys put that
Do you attach it to the main valve?
You attach to the main valve.
They're
it'll
wonderful.
actually turn turn the main
so it's
valve.
like a mechanical device.
Yes, it's a mechanical device.
That you can operate remotely.
Right.
That's basically.
Right.
Okay.
And you put the 5 different sensors out there.
Yes.
I think you got to change the batteries every year on those sensors. But to me, I think everybody should have something like that.
They should.
Why not?
They should.
Because like I say, washer dryer, I've changed out all mine to put the braided things in there, but I would say the biggest thing is the bathroom, the toilet tank, washer dryer, and ice cube maker.
Right, and that's a big one. That something can just happen to that just you never know. And then it usually goes down to the basement.
Absolutely.
Or something like that.
Absolutely.
And you don't know until it's kind of too late.
Yeah, a friend of mine did that. He was gone for like 4 months. He comes back and there it was.
We
plastic tube, from the ice maker.
Yeah, we went on vacation once. Came home, the basement had 4 inches of water in it. From the pool house was next to the bathroom, and so the pipe broke and just flooded the whole basement.
Pool house is next to the riding stable.
No. We just had a little pool for the kids.
You're from the East Coast, right?
New York.
Oh, okay. He's from New York. I know you knew that.
He's not from New York. No, I never practiced a day in New York.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. A quick question for Compass Insurance Group. Rob came across it when he was looking for life insurance. Then another guy came across another kind when he was looking for auto insurance, and another guy came across something when he was looking for home insurance. Now, with home insurance, they said the information is put into a clue report, and with the life insurance, he was told it's put into something else. So, Rob, you're on with Jeremy from Compass Insurance Group. What did they say they were going to share your information with what?
They said they were going to share the information in a MIB database.
Okay, what is that, Jeremy?
Is that for the life insurance quote?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think, and we don't do a ton of life insurance, we do a little bit, but I think it's the equivalent of what we do for auto and home with the clue report, which is the clue report stands for the Comprehensive Loss Underwriter Exchange. And
now, is that for only property? Is that for property?
It'd be property, liability, pretty much any claim you make on the auto and home policy. I don't know enough to say for sure if that's the equivalent on a life insurance. Obviously, it's a different product, but
I think it's kind of like that. But basically, people want to know if you're a chronic claimer, for example. I mean, insurance wants to know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, the goal there is to get the rate they feel they should be charging you for what you're buying, and your claims history certainly is going to help determine that.
Does that make sense?
Well, my concern is, so this information goes in this database.
Right.
Does it only apply to that insurance policy, or is every insurance company looking at it so that if I go to, I don't know, car insurance or house
just like
insurance?
with Clue, he can talk about Clue. Jeremy, if it's entered into Clue, any insurance company can look at it.
Yeah, that's the point of it. Within, I'll speak to the auto and home insurance realm. I know there's companies out there that can look at your auto claims history and deriving the rate you pay for your homeowner's insurance, which can seem a little extreme, but they're trying to get as much information as they can to derive that rate. Now, I don't know, if for the life insurance, there's no report we're pulling that, would show anything with that or whatever. But within auto and home insurance, certainly they want to know what your claims history is.
And really, Rob, yes. And also with most life insurance, you are waiving HIPAA for people they want to check with. But you don't assign that to everyone looking at this national database. For example, the national database might have something in there about you having something or claiming something, but it will not open your medical file to someone else. Your medical file is only opened to who you sign that HIPAA with. Now, you can assign that. Like if you go to a doctor will often have you sign that saying that any specialist they consult, they can share this information. Doc, we have a doctor on staff here. So what about it, doctor? When you used to have them sign HIPAA releases, could you then consult other specialists?
Of course, that's part of the deal. Is that
you don't have to get a
you
HIPAA
don't
for
have
every
to get a
single
special
time.
HIPAA release because it's considered part of the deal. That if you come to me and I refer you to another doctor, you obviously have to send the information to them.
Or if you call and ask another doctor.
Right. It's not a violation of HIPAA.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about Jake, his moving problem. Go ahead, Jake. What's going on?
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. What's happening with you?
I'm doing good now, but talk about the move from hell this weekend.
A move? Where were you moving?
Lightly.
Where were you moving?
I was moving from Denver. I lived in the ballpark neighborhood to Parker, Colorado, and I hired a moving company.
Who are they? Who are they?
Keep It Moving, LLC.
Never heard of them, but never heard of them, which is good and bad. Keep It Moving. What's the problem?
So the problem is when the two gentlemen showed up for my move, they came not only an hour late, but they didn't bring any moving equipment.
What?
When I say moving equipment, I mean they didn't bring any dollies. They didn't bring any furniture dollies. They didn't bring any.
Now I know you're gonna. Ultimately, we're going to talk about what you were charged. And if part of that was because they were late or they didn't bring stuff and charged you to go get stuff, that would be ridiculous. Hold on. Let's talk about the move.
16 chances a day to win a grand. And your next chance is at 5 after the hour.
We've used them about 6 times.
I'll tell you the best in town.
The only thing they broke, 6 moves, was like a 12-year-old lamp.
I know you want a number 9 unwitch.
No. I want ham and cheese.
Oh, that's right. You've changed to ham and cheese.
And I want 2 kinds
With
of cheese,
extra?
double cheese, and I want extra ham, extra cheese. I want 2 kinds of cheese, Swiss and American.
What? What's the name?
They don't have Swiss. They have American and provolone.
They are fantastic.
Okay, and I want extra mayo.
They came in, they packed, like I said, my wife and I have used them about 6 times. They've never broken anything.
What would you like? Do you like Jimmy John's?
They are the best.
5-star, 115
okay.
Google reviews.
We were one of their first customers.
Oh, okay.
In the 80s.
All right.
And
number 9.
You can call me if you want that list, though. I have it all written out.
What would you like?
I'm good.
No, we're going to do it in here. You're not leaving, right?
I was going to leave at 12. I have a 1 o'clock.
Okay, let's just do it. Let's just do that. Then you leave.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I'm going to run down and get coffee.
I want to listen to it, too.
Do you want me to run?
Okay, great.
I like these guys are great.
All right. A little walkabout.
I had an old, like a 12-year-old gooseneck lamp.
So were they high?
I don't know, because after the first time, we just used them.
Just because they were good.
When I moved my last thing, they came in, they gave me an estimate. That was it. No extra charges. The guys that work for them are terrific.
And that's what we see a lot of that. They give you something, and they, especially from, these are local guys.
Right.
Okay. They don't go out of state.
No. Well, I don't think they do.
Because those out of state.
It's a different thing. They need different licenses and different carriers.
But a lot of them is they just get your stuff, and then they quote you the price. And then when they say, okay, you're supposed to, they warehouse them, and they say, no, it's not going to be 9,000, it's going to be 15,000.
Right.
And they don't know where their stuff is at.
Exactly. Or else what they'll do, they'll warehouse it until they get a full load, and then if you're moving from New York to Colorado, they'll put your stuff in a truck, and until they get 2 more people to fill up the truck, they won't move to Colorado. But these guys, like I said, are the best.
They got great reviews. I wanted the services, moving, packing, designer receiving. What the hell is that?
I don't know. But they packed up everything. They moved. They were just.
I wonder if they just go to set up you stage a house, but it doesn't see about. Terms, meet the owners, permit information, get back, move clean supplies, moving tips, confidence, reputation. I'm just trying to see if they do out of state. Society, we remain unmatched for impeccable customer service, hardware, finance, moving, house. It doesn't say household moving. Because we need a really good one, out of state one on the referral list.
I know, but locally these guys are the best.
It says at MoveMaster we have a simply hourly rate. Is that what they give you yours? Okay.
but they estimated the hourly rate.
Okay.
And whatever it was, the estimate, that's all they charged me.
See, a lot of these guys, these movers and stuff, they charge, okay, 5 rooms, it'll be this.
Right.
But then when they get there, it says, whoa, it's a lot more than what we estimated and stuff.
Exactly.
But these are strictly hourly, but they estimate the hourly, but
Right.
you see how many. Do they do a mileage too?
No, I don't remember.
There's no minimum number of hours that we track. It doesn't say anything, but it must be local, so it's probably not a big.
Right.
Big deal there. But movers, out-of-state movers, and
I know.
it is regulated federally, but they have no teeth.
Right.
They
I get complaints on Fridays all the time about that.
I mean, they lose everything. Some of them lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think what people should do anytime you move out of state is put a tracking device in there.
Yep.
Hide it in a box. And
That's a great idea.
But I tell you what.
But what about companies like Mayflower, for example?
So a lot of, if they're hired by, like say, every time I've moved, my company did it,
mm-hmm.
and no one's going to screw up. I've never had a bad deal, but they're not going to screw up and lose a big contract like that for a company that.
What kind of company do you have?
The company I work for, Schlumberger, is an oil and gas company.
Oh, okay.
You work for Schlumberger?
Yeah.
Still now, or
No, I retired.
Okay.
30 years. Yeah. Do you want to go work for them?
I'd love to have a contract with them. Environmental.
Oh, okay. Have they had issues?
They have their oil and gas. There's issues all the time.
They don't
permitting.
So they don't do that. They do the oil services like fracking. They'll go frack.
Right. Even with that, there's dust now. So
Sure. Right.
Dust is it's a whole new, and it's really causing a lot of health problems for a lot of people.
No, I don't like say Halliburton's probably the biggest fracker in the U.S.
Right.
But you're right. In fact, a lot of sand haulers, they can't, like they used to, have all that dust on location.
Right,
now they got everything's enclosed in tanks.
So do they? Okay.
Yeah. No, that's a big deal.
Yeah, silica poisoning.
Yep.
So what did you do for Schlumberger?
I tested oil and gas wells and stuff. I was like 9.5 years in the field, and then I was a sales engineer for the rest of the time. So most of the time here in Denver. Started in Wyoming, California.
I didn't know.
So I had Deputy Dan check
people know who they are.
I know.
So I had Deputy Dan check Move Masters, 5-star ratings, great customer reviews.
Schlumberger, right?
The local moves, they're the best.
I had amazing moves. I love them. They're on the referral list. We ought to try to get Move Masters.
Oh, they have 5-star,
We should try to get
local reviews, and they charge by the hour. Now, what I couldn't see, I think they're just local. I think they're local.
Well, I can charge, but Amazing Moves is by the hour. All local moves usually are by the hour.
That makes sense.
It would be cool, though, if you could get I don't know. Here's the way I look at a flat rate. If you do a flat rate, they're either going to rush or they charge too much.
Yeah, and a lot of it, that estimating is just like their estimate's always wrong.
Get those direct from the manufacturer with a small markup, and then everything can be done from that point on in 1 to 4 weeks. 303-386-5919.
Ross is pissed.
I've known him for many years, and we have so many great reviews.
Did you listen to his interview with Nelson DeMille?
Who's Nelson?
Oh, I've read a bunch. He's a great.
Who is that?
He's an author. He's written a bunch of really good thriller novels. Just the best. Really good.
Today?
He had the interview with him today about his new book. But he's written a bunch of great
I thought the book
books.
was, what was the book about? It wasn't like a thriller book.
Yeah, it is. It's about a captain who deserts. A Delta Force captain who deserts from the Taliban.
Oh, they said it was like, what's that? Who's the guy?
Bergdahl.
Bergdahl, but not really.
Well, you're right. It was sort of, that was
What are we talking about?
The new Nelson DeMille book. Have you ever read any of his stuff?
No.
You ought to read it. It's great stuff.
What's his last name?
DeMille.
I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the Troubleshooter Show now from 10 to 2, which means this is the second half. Let's go to this really important information because he has to leave. Corey, and he goes by Rock. Rock is the owner of American Restoration 24/7, Mr. Terry. And here's the deal. You can get a hold of him online, amrest247.com. I asked him to come up with a list that is very, very important on what, if anything, we can do to mitigate the chances of having a property trauma, whether it be fire or whether it be flood or whether it be anything. I didn't tell him which. I just said, come up with some tips. And that's important going into the season where we do see a lot of problems with the cold weather and with water flooding and, snow melts. And we also have electricity with the taxing on our systems for the holidays and for holiday lights, and trees. Our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. And, of course, if you're listening to a podcast, which you can download anytime, and a lot of people do, you can call us. If you don't know when to call, just call 303-MARTINO 24/7, and we will get back to you. We promise you that. You leave a number, we'll get back to you. That's 303-627-8466. So, Rock, tell us about some of the tips.
Well, let's first talk about fire prevention. If you check those old wires and replace worn appliances, that sparking.
It's just so common, so easy, right?
And if you've had it for a long time, it's probably time to get a new one.
Right, old appliances, old cords, old stuff.
Just get rid of it.
And if you have a switch, this is another note. A switch or an outlet that's warm, it shouldn't be. Okay? Did you hear what I said? It shouldn't be. If it's warm for a problem. Now, it could be overloaded. It could be too much resistance. It could be a short. It should not be warm. What else?
Well, surprisingly enough, smoking, candles, people trying to relax, meditate, they fall asleep.
Yeah.
Oftentimes.
Especially marijuana now.
Exactly. People, they cause a lot of fires. There's an apartment complex. It was a whole, I think, one whole side was burned, and I think, like 10, 15 families were displaced because of candles, incense, things of that nature.
Okay, what else?
Mold prevention. You can check the drainage. Check your gutters outside. Clean those drains.
Oh, because that can back up into the eaves and soffits?
Right, and then trickle down into who knows where. Who knows
okay,
where.
good points.
Because water.
What about pipe freezing? What can we do to prevent that?
You can pipe freeze, wrap those pipes.
If they're chronic.
If they're chronic, wrap those
and
pipes.
Really, it's amazing how many houses were built with pipes on the exterior walls.
Exactly.
Or in the basement area where it's unheated. And even though basements don't tend to get freezing, they can get cold enough with the right breeze and moisture to freeze.
Correct.
Anything else on your list?
And when it does get cold, it got pretty cold last week. It was in the single digits.
Yeah.
Run that water. Just in case. Just
right.
a slight drip. A slight drip can prevent a lot of damage.
And if you open up the cabinets to the house, if you don't have a heated source in there, that would be good. But you should even wrap, even interior pipes like that, you can wrap. And this new smart heat wire only comes on when needed. Anything else?
Yes, trim your trees. Trim those roots. Get rid of trees that may be, that where the roots could cause damage to the home.
Oh, the sewer, right, and the house.
And then, sometimes we get wind, and some of these trees are rotting, and people don't even know it.
Right.
The whole tree could fall over into the house and cause a major.
That's a property trauma I've never thought of, but you deal with those?
Yes, we do deal with those, and that happens more often than you realize. Branches breaking into windows or hitting a window, and then you have all kinds of numerous problems.
So your priority when you get to a house is to first stop further damage, right?
First, find the source.
Okay,
you have to find the source.
Obviously, whether it's a fire, you want to make sure it doesn't happen again. Water, where does the water come in? Mold, whatever. Source.
Source
then
is number one. Source is number one, and then we, find out
spread.
The spread where it came from. Yes, stop that spread.
Okay.
And then we do testing. Testing tells us a lot how long things have happened, what we're looking for, and what's the best approach to mitigate. If there is mold,
and then after mitigation is the rebuilding.
But making sure that the first, like I said, the leak.
And don't ever sign anyone up ever to do everything all in one shot.
No, I wouldn't recommend that.
The day they show, even you won't even force people to do that. You'll show up and say, look, here's what we're going to do, and do it phase by phase. Don't ever just sign what's in front of you and have people do everything.
Exactly.
You don't know if they're the best at doing everything. That's not to say you won't have Rock or Amrest 247.com. You won't have them do everything, but you need time to rest. You need time to think. You need time to recuperate. So get the damage stopped, right, or further damage stopped, and then you can mitigate. But don't commit to everything all at once when you're in that state of mind. A lot of these companies will try to force themselves on you with a long-term commitment.
One thing I think that people need to know is that certain things can be repaired. Carpets, definitely not. Usually the carpets, anything material, fabric. But if it's durable, hard plastic, gold, silverware, things of that nature, it can be cleaned.
Okay.
It can be cleaned. It can be remediated to a point there. It's because a caller that called into this show, we came out there, and the remediation company that was unscrupulous took all their stuff, stole their big screen TV, stole their...
Oh, that one you handled for us. The woman called, and they just basically were crooks.
Indeed, they took everything. They took clothing,
and never gave it back.
Never gave it back. I told the caller, and I went out to their place that your big screen TV is not in a landfill. Your fine china and things like that isn't in the landfill.
What was her original problem?
There was a fire. There was a fire, and it hit asbestos, so there had to be asbestos remediation.
And they came in and did almost everything wrong.
They did everything wrong. As a matter of fact, they didn't even do a complete asbestos mitigation.
Well, that could be a criminal problem.
It could be. It could be.
Are they? Is anyone investigating these guys?
They're investigating. I might be doing some expert witnessing on that. I may have to appear.
Do you recall the name of that company that was called?
I do not.
Okay.
But it was.
I remember we took the call here, and then you went out, and were you able to salvage the house?
We're actually completing one of the part of the asbestos work.
So you're still in the beginning.
We're still in the beginning, and then
wow. And did they get paid a lot? Did they get paid for everything?
No, they didn't. Fortunately.
Oh, good.
The thing.
How much behind was she? In other words, how much did she pay that she didn't get?
About half of what the insurance company.
Do you know what it was? How much?
I think the whole thing was about $90,000, and I think that she had paid out about 45 of that.
And of that 45, did she get 45 in
she got about 5.
Okay. So she's behind 40 grand.
Oh, indeed. I mean, definitely.
Oh my God!
Definitely.
Will she have to come out of pocket, Bob?
That's what she has a lawyer, and like I said, I may be doing some expert witnessing on that.
Well, I hope we go after those bastards. Are they out of business?
I think they left town.
Wow. We have to, when you find the name and stuff, would you let us know so we
I will.
We need to put it on our sleazbrigade.com.
I can.
That's Rock, owner of American Restoration 24/7, 833-7AM-REST when you need them. And I hope you don't need them, but keep that number handy. The time to start selecting these companies are when you don't need them. So you're thinking with a clear head. And it's amrest247.com.
Hey, Tom, if people read the contracts before they signed anything
for
any kind of project,
who does that?
The show would go off the air because people have nothing to complain about.
Who does it?
But that's what you
the
have
thing.
to do.
Exactly.
You have to read the contract.
Now, Sharon has a question on assignment of benefits on a retirement plan. Yeah, so thank you very much, Rock, for being here. We appreciate that, man. So, Sharon, what is your question? What is your question?
Okay, it's a bit complicated, but I received an assignment of benefits pursuant to a qualified domestic relations order.
Yes, okay, that's through a divorce?
Right, so that I should get half of the retirement.
It's called a Kudrow, I believe it's called, for short.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so what is your question about it?
Okay, so half of that, it was in an annuity. Half of it should have come to me, and I received the papers for it. And then the company suddenly decided to cancel it and sell it to some other company.
Wait, who decided to cancel what?
So this is a surety, which was
well, yeah. But your ex-husband or wife is the one that. Hold on, I want to say this though. The ex-spouse is the one that has control over that. They don't. This company can't just decide to end the annuity. So you're saying after the Kudrow was ordered by the court, then then the annuity was sold or what?
I don't know if it's sold, but they told me I could take a lump sum benefit. So I contacted TIAA, where I already had an account.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to complete the papers and transfer it.
Right.
However, the person in charge of that failed to do it. The deadline passed. A surety contacted me and told me it hadn't been done, and they wouldn't accept it now. So I had to wait. So I waited for.
But Sharon, your company, your retirement plan or whatever, your account failed to do it.
Yeah.
So the annuity, when they said they wouldn't accept it, they don't have a choice if you have a Kudrow whether to accept it or not. What did they mean they wouldn't accept it?
They said because I didn't get the documents to.
Therefore what? That your husband, your ex, gets to keep it?
No, they gave it to Mutual of Omaha.
And who's that?
It's another insurance company.
But did they just pick an insurance company and say, we're not going to give it to you, we're just going to give it to them?
They just told me that's what they were doing.
But Sharon, what is the connection of Mutual of Omaha? They don't just select a company out of thin air. You failed to go in and grab the Kudrow. They said, now you're not going to get it. Oh, and we went to the phone book and found a company we're going to send it to.
Pretty much. That's what happened.
Sharon, okay. I'm sorry. I can't help. Okay. They, at random, decided they're going to send an account to a company no one knows anything about or has an account. Please get your facts together and let me know the truth. I want to help you, okay? But please don't tell me that out of all the insurance companies, they spun a wheel and picked Mutual of Omaha. There's a reason they picked Mutual of Omaha. Somebody has a relationship with Mutual of Omaha.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
Elizabeth
Warren
says middle class.
They didn't just fucking open it. Just please tell her to tell me what is truly going on. Her Kudrow was turned down. They didn't randomly open an account at some goddamn insurance company under whose name?
Can they sell the annuity?
Let's talk about Mile High Estate Planning. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. Blake Harris is an attorney at law that specializes in all things estates. Always free consultations. Probate and trust administration. If someone just died, you need help. Hey, including litigation or trust matters in general, forming, amending, dissolving, revocable living trust, irrevocable trusts, asset protection from creditors and lawsuits. And you know what? Contrary to a myth, you don't have to be ultra wealthy to need asset protection. In fact, if your estate's $100,000 or more, when you take all the assets and all the debts, if you come up with a net $100,000 or more, you need asset protection. You're the ones, especially, that can't afford to defend. And so you put off, you make the estate unattractive by protecting assets. MileHighEstatePlanning.com, 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171.
Hi, I'm District Attorney George Brockler.
So she was going through a divorce, and that's what she had a retirement?
If you're going through a divorce, even though there's penalties and tax implications, they're all done away with when there's a Kudrow. A Kudrow allows you to go in and amend the plan, split it in half, and you each get an annuity, or dissolve it, but no penalties. No one pays a penalty for that. But she's saying, she hung up. She hung up.
How do you spell Kudrow?
Did she hang up? Did you talk to her? Did you talk to her?
Breathing clean air is not just important, she hung up before you finished talking to me. Co-founder of Molecule, makers of radically different air purifiers. Until now, the most common way to get cleaner air was with a HEPA filter. But outdated HEPA technology doesn't effectively remove bacteria and mold, which can make you sick. Molecule's revolutionary Pico technology doesn't just trap micropollutants, it actually destroys them. Molecule works so well, it made Time Magazine's list of best inventions. For truly clean air in rooms big or small, there's a molecule air purifier for you. Try it for 60 days risk-free and send it back if you're not satisfied. Plus, right now, when you visit molecule.com, spelled MOLEKULE, you'll save 10% with promo code FRESHAIR. That's promo code
Moving company's
FRESHAIR.
got good
Don't
reviews
collect
also.
pollutants.
Keep on
Destroy
moving.
them with Molecule.
Owning a home has never been easier or more affordable. And if you're an honorably discharged...
Let's keep on moving.
That's the one that that guy was complaining about that you didn't get back to.
Okay, thank you for reminding me.
The guy that was complaining about that he showed up with no equipment, nothing to move.
How do you spell Cujo?
It's initials. I think it's QUDRO, but it's a qualified domestic relations order.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's not the lady from Friends?
That's right.
Qualified.
Lisa Kudrow.
Yes. I've never heard it before.
That's why Tom gets the big bucks.
Who gets big bucks?
Qualified, yeah, it's QDRO.
MLS 1823334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. Did you know PriceFixerDenver.com teamed up with the largest...
I'm just going through all these good reviews on this company.
This is why they're able to install a brand new high-efficiency...
First of all, because he's an hour late.
The owner, Todd
That's going to happen.
third generation
Especially
heating and cooling guy right here in
Yes.
Colorado. And if you just need a furnace repair, they never charge a trip or diagnostic fee and have the lowest price guarantee on repairs. PriceFixerDenver.com. Great service, great prices.
I had them come out with my furnace.
Joseph A. Lazara, attorney at law. Why do you need to know Joe? I hope you don't. In fact, I hope you never need him. But put his name in your wallet or remember the name for any stupid friends or neighbors, or if you just made a mistake. Joe's a criminal defense attorney. Hey, we've heard of a harassment claim for
Keep on, or keep it? Are those keep on moving?
On there when he wrote it, keep it moving.
Oh, keep it moving.
Things don't go perfectly in your life. Look, no one condones that activity, but not everyone accused is guilty. Sometimes rights are violated. Whatever it is, Joe Lazara, though, will represent you. He's not going to preach you.
Yeah, they got a lot of...
He'll just help.
They don't have all 5, they got 4.5 stars.
The mercy of the court, as they
Wait,
say,
keep it moving.
Keep it or keep on moving? There's two.
Is this Colorado Springs?
This one was in West 53rd.
Okay, is it keep on or keep it?
Well, I thought it said keep on.
So that's what you were, keep
it moving then, or
looks like that's Colorado Springs. This guy's saying
sponsored by Westera Credit.
He was moving.
Oh no,
from,
he was up here.
Yeah, he was just moving from downtown to Parker.
Did you order lunch for Rock?
Westera believes everyone should have the
Oh,
information
okay.
they need
Because
to make good financial
you did
decisions.
order though for
Westera
us.
was started
Okay.
by teachers 85 years ago, and they're still committed to helping
And they
you
only have
Call
provolone.
Westera with your questions or attend a free seminar. Learn more at westeracu.com.
Denver's talk station. Online.
I didn't know if it said keep
Okay,
it or
guys.
keep on. It's two different.
Keep it, I believe it's keep it.
Hi, Tom Martino here. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Mark Szymanski is the guy you can trust for home improvements, from siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, and kitchens, baths, basements, and additions. Genesis, 303-679-8509. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com you can trust. And you know what? We get a lot of complaints about home improvements in general, so you need people you can trust. Listen, I wanted to go back to her. I knew she wouldn't hang on because she's not hearing what she wants. I could help her. With a Kudrow, which is QDRO, Qualified Domestic Relations Order, meaning that retirement plans and pension plans and all of those can be split without penalty. That's really what it is. It's a qualified order, meaning you don't have to be 59 and a half and you don't get a penalty, you don't pay taxes because it's transferred. Now, if you get a lump sum and you don't put it into a retirement plan, that's different. I think you get a one-time, you can take it one time. I'm not sure, but here's what I do know. Sharon claims that in her divorce, the company holding it refused the Kudrow because it took too long. Well, they can't refuse it. Sorry, they can't. Now, if it took 2 years or so, I was going to ask her. And another thing she said, they randomly opened a new account with Mutual of Omaha. That's what she said, randomly. They just picked a company and opened an account. I refuse to believe it. Something happened we're not hearing. But Sharon, if you're listening, honest to God, we can help you. Here's what I think happened. I think that the annuity was switched over by your ex, possibly. And that was the new account for which the Kudrow has to be ordered. But I'm not sure. Again, when you don't hear immediately what you want, it would behoove you to stay on the line, because my ultimate goal is to protect and to serve you and to help you unless we can't. But there's a reason we can't. We tell you what you can do. You're Now, Jake, I didn't forget about you either. I didn't. You said you hired movers, and it was terrible, basically. You were about to tell us the story. You said Denver to Parker, keep it moving. And what happened, Jake? What was this terrible experience, sir?
So when the movers showed up at my former apartment in downtown Denver, they didn't
bring. You said they didn't bring any equipment with them.
They didn't bring any dollies, furniture trucks.
But that in itself is not a problem unless they charged you for their screw ups.
Well, actually, Tom, to be honest with you, I moved quite a few times when I was in the military and also as a civilian. Anybody I've ever hired to pack my truck has always brought dollies.
Well, of course they did.
Whether it be John Q. Moving Company.
Jake, I understand that. I understand that. But let's put it this way. Let's say they show up and they don't have anything with them. They want to assess the job. Then they want to run out and get the stuff and come back and finish the job. Unless that costs you money, there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's ass backwards. Why not show up with some stuff? I get you, Jake. I get it. But how did that negatively affect you other than...
Okay, so we're going to get there.
All right.
So the one employee, when I first saw him, he looked high to me. My mother-in-law is a former law enforcement officer.
He was hiding?
He looked high.
High.
Yes,
okay, high. Yeah.
Like, I've been smoking joints all night long high. I'm high, you know?
Yeah.
So my mother-in-law is a former law enforcement officer in Colorado Springs. She was 20 years of service. And
I'm hoping all this adds up to a story that's going to make sense. So they showed up high, which is ridiculous. They showed up with no materials, ridiculous. But where are we going? What happened?
I called the manager. She said they're professional movers. I was like, are you sure they're not day laborers? She said, no, we are a professional moving company.
Okay.
I said, great.
Okay.
Now, this is where the story takes a turn.
This is crazy.
My mother-in-law has RA. I don't know if you know what that is or not.
No.
RA is a debilitating muscular degenerative disease. It's
you're talking about arthritis?
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, gotcha. Arthritis.
So she has RA. It's not the same as arthritis. It's a lot different.
It's rheumatoid. Okay, I understand that. It is arthritis, though, and it is serious. But I need to know, though, how does this translate to a moving problem?
So my mother-in-law is down in the moving truck because she's keeping an eye on it.
Uh-huh.
Where I used to live is in the 5 Points neighborhood.
Gotcha.
These gentlemen are using now my equipment because I happen to have 2 dollies.
Jeez.
So she overhears a conversation of one of them saying, hey, I got somewhere I need to be at 10:30. So my mother-in-law tells me, hey, I think they're going to leave. Didn't you pay for 6 hours of service? And I said, yes. She said, well, one of them's saying that they have to leave at 10:30. I'm like, well, hopefully not.
Yeah.
So I mentioned to one of the guys, I was like, hey, you guys aren't leaving at 10:30. You guys know
So Jake, rather than walking us through hour by hour, here's what I'd like to know. What is the problem? I love your story, but I want to help, and to help I need to find. What did they do?
They left me in the middle of downtown. They left at 10 o'clock.
Wait, with all your stuff out on the street?
With my stuff, half of it on the street, half of it in the apartment still. They left at 10 o'clock.
And hold on, did they take the truck? Did they take the truck with them?
Luckily, I had the truck. I rented the truck.
Wait, how do you hire a company but you rent the truck?
Yeah, you can do that all the time. It saves you a crap load of money, trust me.
So you're actually just hiring laborers.
No. I'm hiring a moving company. You can go to United Van Lines, Mayflower, you name it, national company, doesn't matter. You can hire them, their employees, and you can drive the truck.
Okay.
It's
and you
done a million times.
Okay, so you rent your own truck, you drive your own truck, but they load it.
Exactly.
Okay. So they left you there, and then what?
They left.
That sucks.
So then I ended up having to hire another company. Well, actually, I called the manager. I said, "What's going on here?" He said, "Well, you guys were rude to my employees."
Jake, may I ask a question that's most important? Okay.
Sure.
How much did they charge for anything more than they did? Even though, listen, I understand they suck. They're high. They used your equipment.
They've been trying to charge my credit card for the past 48 hours.
Yeah, but here's what I need to know, Jake.
So I had to close it.
It's a simple question, Jake. If they were there an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, did they charge?
They were there for an hour and 20 minutes.
And what are they trying to charge you?
They're trying to charge me for the full move.
What? The whole how much are they figuring the full move? What was the estimate?
The full move was supposed to be $600.
$600. And how much did they break it down to hourly or what?
I believe $99 an hour.
So by my math, you should pay for like $100 and something bucks. At the most.
I would probably pay for nothing. I would have fired them in the first place.
Okay, but Jake, what I'm saying is, honest to God, if you call just to give us a story and to tell how bad they are, I'll let you do it. We'll put out the name. But if you call for help, you're going to have to pay for what they did. You can't pay zero unless they damage stuff and all of that. I need to know. By math, they're trying to charge you $600, right? That's stupid.
Right.
You don't owe $600. They breached the contract. They left. They're going to say you breached the contract by being rude. Screw it. They can't get paid for more than they did. So did you call them and say, I'll pay for an hour, leave me alone?
They would not talk to me at all. They got
what do
really
you
rude
want
with
right now?
You
want to pay zero right now and move on, right?
Well, absolutely. I ended up having to pay $2,600 to hire a last-minute moving company.
Okay.
Absolutely. Are you kidding
Why
me?
did you have to pay $2,600?
$0.
So you're saying their breach of contract, their breach of contract caused you damages.
Absolutely.
And what do they say?
They won't take my calls nor my mother-in-law's calls.
And the name of the company is what?
Keep It Moving, LLC. Locations in Denver and Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Here's the thing that's going to suck about it, is that the LLC is probably as liquid as nothing, meaning even if you got a judgment against these clowns, they just dissolve the LLC. Have you looked at any of the ratings? Do they have any reviews?
Yeah, so my mother-in-law owns a corporation here.
All right, hold on. I don't need another story. What I needed to know is their ratings. We're going to look them up. Daphne, get a phone number for these clowns.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown at 2.
4.5 on Yelp.
4.5. That's amazing. How many ratings?
276 reviews.
Are you shitting me? They have a 4.5. Okay, why don't you call them and find out if they think they owe him anything? He's going to have to go to small claims court with this.
And they're going to go to small claims for him, too.
Dad, get a phone number, please, for these people. We got to call him. I'm going to have him call if you want. We need to figure out if they think they owe him anything.
I'll give you this phone number here.
Good.
720.
What's that?
616-9984.
Kudrow, can we get Bonnie Shields on if we can? And if she can't come on, how about Blake Harris? But tell him it's about a Kudrow.
Better number and a guy to talk to, too.
Okay,
Great to get him on the show.
Jake.
You got to go outside.
No, can I talk to Jake? Outside?
Another room because we're going to be on the air. That's all I'm saying. This guy, all right, Fix It 24/7 is the company to call if you want to be prepared. That means For $39, while there's a break in the weather, for new customers, they want to introduce you to getting your furnace absolutely cleaned and checked and adjusted. And when they say clean, they really mean it. They take it apart to the extent they can. The blower motor comes out, the burners come to where they can. They clean and adjust. And when I say minor adjustments, they're not going to make major repairs, because this is only $39 and they spend a couple hours there. You will be amazed at what they do. But the great thing about it is, you know your furnace is in great shape. It's practically refurbishing that furnace. Fix It 24/7, serving the entire metro area. 720-526-3939. Their website is fixmyhome.com. I know the owner personally, the general manager, and the employees. Yes, I know them. And I go there and I speak to them. And they have value in mind and customer service in mind. And now take advantage of this to introduce yourself to them. That's $39. 720-526-3939.
Thanks for the salmon, Tom.
What's that?
Thanks for the salmon.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good. Let's see.
However, if I doubled your income,
Geez, I wonder where 2,600 last
retirement.
minute. Holy cow.
Whether you're retired or want to see how soon that can happen,
a lot of money.
give me a call to set up a complimentary, no obligation visit. I'll show you how I can help you get the most sustainable income out of Social Security, your 401ks, your IRAs, rental properties, and your brokerage accounts. When you know what's coming in this month, next month, and every month thereafter, you'll be able to enjoy retirement to the fullest. Retire happy. Retire with Tucker. You can reach us at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234. RetireWithTucker.com.
This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are offered through Tucker Asset Management.
My name is Mark Chapman. I represent Montrose in southwestern Colorado in the State House. I've spent my career fighting for rural water. I've managed water rights in the Gunnison River Basin most of my adult life. There's a measure on the ballot this November. It's called Proposition DD, that will get Colorado on the offense, protecting our water resources. Proposition DD is a $29 million tax on sports betting. Only casinos pay the tax to fund the Colorado water plan. The West is growing fast. Competition for water from here to California is fierce. We need to do more to protect our water. And a tax on casino sports betting is a better way to pay for it.
No. Keep us moving right here. 720-739-0828. He's looking for an invoice, but hold on, he's going to double check. Yep, and that's the phone number. So I got it. Yep. Okay, we've got your phone number. We'll be in touch. Thank you. Kind of
my man, what they paid for like $150.
Who's talking? Where did my lunch go? Right here. I'm like, yeah, so that's the phone number. But the guy was kind of a jerk. He's like, I didn't want to be on the radio.
It's not living stem cells.
American
You will
Restoration's
not
website.
get living stem cells unless they are extracted at the time. Did we crash it? I can't emphasize that enough. People.
Oh, no, but it goes to
Gamwest247.com.
AMREST247.com.
Huh.
Well, listeners couldn't get to it either. I went through the referral list and directly.
Oh my God! It says not available.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! We better. Would you?
I'll give them a call.
Do you get the GoDaddy thing?
Yes.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. For some reason, the AmRest, American Restoration website, isn't working. Somebody told us. We checked it out.
I called them.
Thank you for letting him know, Daph. So you can still call them, though, 8337-AMREST. Now, we believe this guy has a good case against his moving company. Collecting might be another deal. But, Jake, I got to tell you, man, this company shows up and then leaves. If everything he's saying is true, shows up and leaves and wants to be paid in full, it cost him $2,600 to get his stuff protected and moved at last minute because they left it right outside exposed. These movers Keep It Moving, LLC. By the way, I should mention, with 500 reviews, they have a 4.5-star rating. I don't think you can fake that, but how the hell did that happen? Did they just happen to have a bad crew? Then we're trying to get some help for Sharon with our experts on a Kudrow. A Kudrow is a qualified domestic relations order. It's QDRO, qualified order, which means that you can split up retirement accounts without penalties. She's having a problem. She said somehow they dissolved one account and opened up a brand new one. And we need to figure out exactly what they did, because she is deserving of the assets, whether they like it or not. I don't even know what they mean. It took too long. So the law says if they can't help her, they have to give her a detailed explanation as to why they're not honoring the Kudrow. So it's a pretty serious thing. Sharon, when did your divorce take place?
In 1998.
Oh, my God. Wait a minute. 1998?
Right.
Oh,
I'm just becoming a retirement age now.
Okay. So did you think it already had been transferred?
Well, I received a document that it had been split, and I received half and he received half.
Back in 98.
Right.
Okay, so you had every reason to believe back in 98 that your Kudrow was done and that money was sitting in an account somewhere for you.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you still have that paperwork saying?
I do.
Okay, that's good, because we're talking about 20-something years ago. So that paperwork shows an account. Did you ever get statements from that account?
Yeah, I have these documents.
No, I'm talking about like monthly or quarterly statements of your Kudrow. Because how much money was in there?
When they rolled it over to this other company, $254,869.
That was your half?
Yes, that's what it is now.
Okay, so when you had a Kudrow, there was $250,000 in it, basically, and you have paperwork dating back to 98 showing that they transferred this into an account in your name, right?
Yes.
Are they saying now that money is not there?
Well, here's what happened. They sent me a document and asked me, do I want a lump sum or do I want to transfer it to an IRA or a 401k?
When did they send that?
Sorry?
When did they send that?
May 13th, 2019.
Okay. And then what did you say?
So I wanted the lump sum. So
right.
I contacted TIAA and talked to them.
And that's your company, TIAA.
Correct.
Okay. And you told them, please go get this money for me.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Okay. And then what happened?
Instead of proceeding, they did nothing.
But the money's still there. But the money's still there.
Well, not according to Assurity. I can no longer access the money.
Well, okay.
Not only that.
Help me here, though, Sharon. Are they saying the money went back to your ex, or they just took the money for the hell of it?
They transferred to Mutual of Omaha. It became the pension for the the Pension and Benefit Guarantee Corporation, right? That governs it's a federal agency that governs and regulates pension plans. So
in other words, are they saying it was unclaimed, so they surrendered it?
No, they just transferred it to be sort of managed by Mutual of Omaha.
I know, but who owns that account?
I do.
Okay. How did they select an account to open for you? How did they come up with? They decided to open an account for you. I don't understand. That's the part that kills me. If you did not claim the lump sum, they went ahead and opened an account for you. Under whose authority?
It's, I don't know, it's in this document that they sent me that if I didn't claim it, that it would be automatically rolled over.
I got you.
Although I have email traffic to TIAA.
No,
that
I
that's
get it.
what we
I
were
get
doing.
it. I get it. But even though, okay, so let's say it was done correctly for argument's sake. Let's say you didn't claim the lump sum, therefore it was rolled over. But it's still in your name. You still have the asset, right?
Yes. However, the payment was going to be roughly $1,600 a month in for pension per month.
Yeah.
But under this new company, it's $93 a month.
Well, how do you go from, well, how much is the face value of the account, though?
It's still $254,859.
But I'm under the impression. But since you're of retirement age, you can take a lump sum at any time.
It's an annuity. Can I do that?
Well, you wait. You were able to do it before they gave you the choice. Why not now?
I don't know.
Okay, that's where we need to figure out what they did to you. You have documentation. Did she write to us already? Do we have any information? Okay, I don't want to be inundated, but here's what we need. Any original documentation that shows the Kudrow was done back in '98, okay? Anything. Any one thing. You don't need a multiple. Then we need the letter you got in May asking if you wanted a lump sum. And then I want whatever was showing they're giving you the choice. If you didn't take it, they were going to put it into this account. And then anything on the new account, we will have an expert look into this for you. Because this sounds like either you're being screwed around or we don't understand what's going on. So, Daphne, you go back to Sharon and give her the information on where to contact us.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
Disappear, right?
Huh?
The money can't just
Well,
disappear.
it is in her name, but she's saying now she has to take a payout over longer than her life, $90 a month as opposed to $60.
Not for $250,000. It's going to be worth well over
No.
$93
There's something.
yeah.
She's not understanding something. But I didn't realize they could say, if you don't take the lump sum, we're going to just randomly open another fucking account. I mean, I don't understand that at all. I think she got screwed by TIAA, whoever that is.
Oh, that's a big pension plan.
Next is, just help me here, tinnitus.
What do you think? 250,000. She wanted lump sum. I wonder if it was 250,000 back in '98.
Yeah,
it was. That's worth a hell of a lot more than 250,000 now. Then it should be.
Oh, okay. Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa. Those names are synonymous with Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center and also synonymous with helpforringing.com. They specialize in tinnitus treatment. They also, of course, help people with hearing loss. Many times you have one or both. Whatever it is, I urge you to call them first. If you want to shop around, fine, but guess what? Doctors Patty and Lisa let you try before you buy, so you can find out what's best for you. They have some permanent solutions for certain kinds of tinnitus that treat it and it never comes back. Then they also have masking devices for the other kinds of tinnitus. Whatever it is, please try before you buy, and please shop Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Now, they're located at Clarkson and Hamden. There is a urgent care building there. They're on the second floor. 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. Again, the website, helpforringing.com.
So nice now that the kids are asleep.
Cheers.
We got the kids, our house, a stable income?
Checking off all the boxes.
But there's one box we haven't checked off.
What's that?
She
Life
doesn't have all the
insurance.
information.
No.
Back then, we're young.
That's
Did
why
she
now
say
is
what
the
it was
time.
worth back in?
Life insurance gets
I
more
know she said
expensive the older
250,000
you get.
now.
That's worth now.
Time to do
But that's, I mean, that was 20 years ago. That should.
Well, I don't know if it was 20 years ago that it was.
1998 was.
No, she didn't.
You just answer 4 quick
We're not clear on whether it was current value or the value then. Because obviously 20 years of even low interest is going to double it.
At least.
In 20, yeah.
At least. That was very low interest. Because what is it, if it's 7% every 7 years?
14 years.
No, if it's 7%.
It doubles at 7 years.
What is that?
That's ETHOS.
Maybe.
EthosLife.com.
I gotta try it.
EthosLife.com.
The final deadline for filing 2018 taxes has come and gone, and soon it'll be time to start thinking about 2019. For those who have not filed for years or have
Siri, what's the 7% rule with savings?
there is comfort
What's going on with my voice?
Larson.
I found this on the web.
With taxpayers all over the country. Thank goodness they just happen to be in our backyard with their national headquarters in Westminster. Just a phone
What is the rule of 7 when it comes to compound interest?
self-service I personally recommend. They'll get paper from the IRS and iron out the best settlements on back taxes and audits. Way better than the other guys, and way better than you could ever do yourself. 844-LARSON tax. I know the owners, Ron and Jack Larson, personally. I trust them, and you can too. 844-LARSON tax on Church Ranch Road in Westminster. 844-LARSON tax. That's 844-LARSON tax.
Okay, from the start.
Acerola cherry.
Alfalfa leaf, aloe vera, apples, asparagus, banana.
Beets, bell pepper, broccoli,
Blueberry.
blueberry,
5%.
cranberry.
We make Texas
Take 14
Superfood
years.
from 55
Right.
raw,
That's what I thought.
vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, and then we add nothing.
Pineapple, sweet potato.
Papaya,
7%,
parsley.
10
In a
years.
capsule or a
Mhm.
powder, one daily dose of Texas Superfood delivers the healthy benefits of 55. Count them, 55 fresh fruits and vegetables, and you can see them all on TexasSuperfood.com.
Raspberry, spinach, the nutrients that we need on a daily basis.
Thousands of people benefit from taking Texas Superfood every day.
Yeah, but
Shouldn't you be
yeah,
one of them?
I just
Doctors,
don't
pharmacists,
They're
nurses,
93
and your
bucks. I
grandmother
mean, that's
all
just.
recommend
That's
you eat
crazy.
more fruits and vegetables
For
every day.
250 grand.
If you can't, won't, or don't, Texas
Yeah,
Superfood
today's
is made
stuff,
for
that
you.
would be.
It's borderline
What,
shocking how much
93?
energy I have.
Join us on TexasSuperfood.com.
93 times 12.
TexasSuperfood.com.
TexasSuperfood.com.
Any insulation is beneficial, but there's one kind of insulation that tops them all. That's Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. Not the foam you see in a can. I'm talking about
$1,100.
injection foam designed to fill closed wall cavities
Divided by
in old
250
or new homes.
thousand.
For retrofitting, it compresses existing
She's getting
insulation, filling every
0.004%.
crack, nook and cranny. No other
To
existing insulation
get
comes
that.
close. Most customers see utility savings of 30%.
Or
And you
0.4%.
get added benefits like
0.4%.
Right.
freeze
Which is
protection
crazy.
pipes, and the Class 1 fire rating.
That's almost like checking account.
Right.
I'm wondering if that.
No off gas.
Yeah, it's just stuck in such a safe investment. But she should be able to
She
take
should
it
be able
out.
to get the, right, the principal.
Right.
I think that's right. They've probably got an account, and they're paying her the interest on the account.
But you should be able to
She
get
should be able
that.
to just retrieve the money.
That looks like 0.4%,
Yeah.
it's like your checking account or
Right.
a standard savings account.
Yep.
or
Kaminsky impacts your drive to work tomorrow morning at 5.
Getting 630 K-How from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk.
Is there any way for rheumatoid arthritis? My mom has that. It's usually hereditary, isn't it?
Well, it's familial. So what
Tom Martino here, 303-713. Talk another hour to go as well. 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Black Friday specials. If you're looking for a bathroom that'll blow your mind, they have all Kohler products like the Kohler Choreograph Shower by Renew Home Innovations. They also have Bella Doccia, which is beautiful shower. You got to check them out. RenewHomeInnovations.com for extraordinary deals. 303-904-2000. Ask for Black Friday specials. And they have good, better, best, which I like. If you have an investment home, You can do the best of the best. I mean, excuse me, the shop and go, basically. Get it done. It's still quality, but not as much as they would do in a beautiful custom design. But they're all good quality and great value. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000. Okay, so listen. We need to get to this, these other problems that are nagging me. We are following them up, and I encourage you, whenever you hear a problem and you want to know how did that turn out, call us. Because we may revisit it when you're not listening. So if you want to know, you can call us and ask. Like the one about this Kudrow, $250,000, that has me troubled. This woman for 20 years sat on that thinking she's got the money, and they opened up some funky account. She says, it looks like they're shamming her. We'll check that out. Then Jake, the guy moving with Keep It Moving LLC. Deputy Doc, are you checking on that one?
I'm on it. I'm waiting for a call back.
Yeah, I mean, they have great ratings. Now, I'm not saying they're great, but how many ratings did you say they had? Like 500?
About 246.
200. You can't fake all 246.
I don't think so.
And what is that, 4.5 stars?
4.5 stars.
Well, let's figure that one out. Also, Monty wants to talk about an extended auto warranty. Go ahead, Monty. What's happening?
Yeah, Tom, I just recently bought a new used car, and I've heard you talk before about extended service warranties by third parties and pretty much don't have faith or recommend any of them. What if it comes from the dealer themselves? Supposedly it's they're not going to hand it off to someone else.
No, the only time I would have an extended warranty ever on a used car is at the end of the warranty. I would get an extended warranty, and if it doesn't have a warranty at all because it's out of warranty, then you may think, okay, then I'll get an extended warranty. But I will tell you, Monty, please listen and stay on the line if you can, and I will go over the absolute pitfalls of a warranty that can waste your money. They're actual things that happen, I promise you. Stick around to listen.
Listen at 5 after the hour for your next shot to win $1,000.
Yeah, so basically for $250,000, she's getting like it was in a checking account or a
That's
savings
what it
account.
sounds like.
She's getting 0.4%, that $93 a month.
There's just interest on the money.
How do you know that?
I just figured out what $93 a month would get you for $250,000.
But she can still get the money.
I would assume so. I would hope she gets it out of there and stuff. I think there's some misinformation.
yeah,
that
sure.
she's.
By the way,
What's the hypnotist name?
Ask a Hip, by the way, HYP, askahip.com, and it's Lee Rindner. It's RINDNER. It's a terrible name to pronunciate. It makes you sound like you have a cold. Rindner. Rindner.
I like the guy. I did. I think I like
He's
his
actually
voice.
good. He's actually good.
Yeah.
I used him for some stuff, and I like him. I had a couple little things going on.
So it was on Fridays.
Yeah.
He was here. And so he's a hypnotist, but he also will do afterlife things.
What do you mean afterlife?
You know, where some people believe they were in another life.
Yeah.
He will looks into that stuff. So
Oh, you know that's pure bullshit. Come on.
Shouldn't be in here.
Dan.
I don't, like I say, I don't.
Well, what did he do to prove that?
Oh, no, nothing. He didn't do anything
Oh.
to prove it. No, nothing.
Okay.
He said that's just one. His big thing is, God darn it, I got the downstairs. I got the brochure, I think, downstairs. He mainly does stuff through
I can believe if it's talking about, maybe making habits. That may be able to, but this afterlife stuff.
Oh, no, separate things.
Yeah.
Two separate things.
Right.
But one of the things he does is, and that's why Tom does really good, just because of the religious aspect of it, or anti. But yeah, that's what he. Well, Clint, the other guy, says his house is haunted.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I would go into any haunted house and spend time there on one condition: that you had a police officer outside to make sure that no people came in. Okay? So if you had somebody outside to make sure there was no physical person coming in to interfere with the test, I would sleep or stay in a haunted house anytime. Because you know it's bogus.
You should. What's his name does it at Halloween, doesn't he? Who's the other guy in the other radio station, 710? God, they used to be here.
Oh.
What was his name?
It does all kind of stuff.
But that's one of the things he does. I thought every Halloween they go to a place, you know, a different haunted
you mean
place.
he's a talk show host?
Yeah, he's a talk show host. He's on
Local?
Yeah, he's on 710. Yeah, he used to be on here.
Stephen Tubbs?
In fact, his pictures is down there. No, not Stephen. The same station.
Oh, not Dan Kaplis.
No. But he's in the morning. The same 710 was Steph. In fact, Stephen Tubbs kind of followed him up there.
You mean Peter Boyles?
There it is.
Oh.
Peter Boyles.
Boyles didn't believe in that shit, did he?
Oh, I think he does.
Really?
I don't know. He's the one that did these Halloween things and stuff like that. And maybe he was just doing to get a...
There's a great guy named Richard Dawkins who is an atheist that writes a lot of... He was I don't know, Nobel Prize, but multiple award-winning biophysicist. And he's wrote some great books. And what he says, you know, if you believe in miracles, what you have to believe is that somebody changes the law of physics for a specific instant, and then the laws of physics go back into effect.
What were the things we were going to do with Ridner, Tom? He was going to... We had 3 names. He was going to do off-air... past life stuff.
You don't really believe that, do you, Tom?
No, I don't.
Good.
Also, you remember we were talking about homeopathy. You know the other thing that never worked for me ever? Fucking acupuncture.
Well, yeah, that's...
Except there are people that'll swear to God. There are a lot of MDs that do it. But I've been one, Ken, that it's not that I'm an asshole and closed-minded. I want stuff to work. I would love nothing more than for needles like that to work. I think it's a wonderful idea. Balance your meridians. It just doesn't
Well, there's
work.
no such fucking thing as meridians.
Well, how do you say that after 4,000 years? I mean, I know.
Because what, you know, I think that acupuncture can work to disrupt neural pathways. But that's not all it can do. You know, it's...
Where'd you go to medical school?
At George Washington in D.C.
Was that a good, is that a good school?
Yeah.
It's so hard to get into medical school right
now. It is. Well, I told you, I flunked out of college. It took me 8 years to graduate undergraduate.
Well, then how do you get into medical
Because I was 15 when I started college. And then I worked for the...
Wait, how are you 15?
Well, because my mom lied about my age to get into kindergarten, and I skipped a grade in junior high school. So when I applied, I've been working for the stock exchange doing programming systems work. And I went at night to Hunter College. I took all my pre-med stuff and aced everything, got a 98 on the MCATs. And so when I applied to medical school, I said, shit, you must really want this. You worked 4 years at night while working, did great. And obviously this is a path you really want to do. They said the difference between the fact that I flunked out and that I got straight A's showed that there was a maturity and that I really wanted to do this. So that's how it worked. There was such a the guy said to me, you can't be the same person. And so I told him the story about being 15 and really not having a direction.
Why'd your mom lie?
Because she had 5 kids, she wanted to get me out of the house. One less kid to worry about. You know, kindergarten is really just daycare.
Sign up for the free half-day class this week. All today's class space is limited. Online Trading Academy. 303-632-0267.
Frank Durant, the real estate man. Whether buying or selling, you can't do better.
We literally work to earn your business every single day. We do not
Frank's such a low... Have you met him, Frank?
No.
He's such a good guy. He is. He's just a low, but he's just like pure, yeah.
Humble.
Very humble.
And for more money, we not only sell your home faster and for more money, we back it up.
Frank Durant, the real estate man with RE/MAX Alliance.
So I'm working on this Keep Moving, and I'm also trying to get a hold of the window guy to get some information on those two. So I'll let you know when I have some follow-up on Clean and Green. Because Dan just brought up the contract. The whole contract was $800, and now he's charging him $1,100 to do the windows alone.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This hour brought to you by Panacea Life Sciences CBD products. The name is Panacea, a local company in Golden, Colorado, known nationwide for its quality pharmaceutical I never found one that worked until I found Panacea. So then I said, oh, it works. I'm not saying homeopathy doesn't work. I am saying I have never once had a result, ever, not once, with no matter what remedy I tried, for no matter what condition it was, whether it's for sleep, whether it's this, whether it's that. I have never once had homeopathy work.
Homeopathy cannot work.
Well, that's what you say. That's what I say. I have never experienced it working.
And I'm saying it cannot work.
Well, you're a man of science in school, but there will be people that will disagree with you, okay? Now, the theory, of course, they tell you is like heals like, meaning that they introduce an element to your system, which then gets your defenses up and your immune system to fight it. And that is real when it comes to the Salk vaccine and other kinds of vaccines. They do introduce a virus or a germ or something, and your body does fight it. But in homeopathy, they've been diluted so much that scientists have tested remedies and found no trace of the elements. So how can they say that?
Well, they can say anything, but what you said is true. There is no molecule of the substance left in a diluted homeopathic remedy.
But they claim it's the essence.
Well, there's no such, it's like claiming there's a ghost. There's no such thing as an essence
you can't test it.
Of a molecule.
Anyway, Kathy's got a question. Go ahead, Kathy. Welcome. Our phone number, I should give it out, 303-713-TALK. And, of course, you can call anytime, 303-MARTINO. What's going on, Kathy?
I just have a question for your deputy doc.
Yes.
I was wondering how he felt when someone wanted to go get a second opinion.
Oh, you mean when he gave a diagnosis or something or a treatment?
Yes.
Well, how did you feel as a doctor?
I'm totally in favor of it. If one of my patients felt that I wasn't giving the best advice, then they should definitely get a second opinion.
It didn't offend you?
No, any reasonable doctor who's confident in their diagnosis or their opinion is not going to be scared by a second opinion.
How about you, Kathy? Have you experienced something different than that?
No, I just come upon a medical problem, and I really believe that my doctor's on the right track. But I also felt like maybe I should talk to someone else and see if they thought that what we were both feeling is right. I don't know. I didn't want to offend anybody, but
absolutely,
it's my health, you know.
Absolutely,
and I have to take charge.
Now, Kathy, we don't know who you are, and we can't tell who you are. But I'm just curious. What is it something that is unusual?
Yes, they found a tumor in between my throat and my sinuses.
Wow.
And I had the CT scan.
How was this? Was it found with a CT scan?
Well, no, I've been having a lot of problems with losing my voice.
Ah.
And finally, I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Okay.
And when he stuck, that scope that goes up your nose and then down.
Yes.
Into your throat.
Yes.
He did that, and he found it. And nobody else would have ever been able to find it.
Are they calling it a cancer?
No. No, the CT scan, they said they didn't find it concerning.
Huh.
But obviously it has to come out.
Wow.
And
that would definitely be a second opinion with me. I mean, he is saying he wants to operate. Is he an ENT?
Yeah, he's an ENT, and when he first found it, he said, "Hey, let's get a CT scan. If it's bad, I want to take it out like right now. But if it's not bad, why don't we wait until, like the first of the year, because who knows how long it's been sitting."
And they did not biopsy?
Well, that's another thing, when we've had that first appointment, he said we would leave it and take it out. And now he's saying, well, maybe we should get a biopsy. And, I'm totally floored by everything.
Doc, this is out of your specialty, but isn't a biopsy logical to you?
I think anytime you're looking at a tumor, you should get a biopsy if you're going to say something is benign or malignant. But I think in Kathy's case, there's no question you should get a second opinion. And if your first doctor is right, then he's right.
There's nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose at all.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. I thought it was a good idea, too.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy. Let us know, really, what happens. We'd love to know. 303-713-TALK.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
Lies a lot, he calls him?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Elizabeth Warren lies a lot. Very cool.
Ah, Johnson Construction. What a relief. He has a hail-proof roof called EuroShield. Just look him up. roofsbyjohnson.com. Now, Chase, the owner, he's a very strong entrepreneur, and he has some great products. I'm going to tell you about another one, too. But this EuroShield he found is not only a great product, but eco-friendly. Listen to this. An average-sized roof, you know what it does? It saves 1,000 tires, up to 1,000 tires recycled. It's stunning designs, beautiful colors, hail-proof warranty. In fact, a lifetime warranty. It also has soundproofing qualities and insulating qualities. And it's the first company to offer hail-proof guarantees. It adds value to your home. Think about not having to change your roof or worrying about changing it with that lifetime warranty. 303-719-ROOF, R-O-O-F. 303-719-ROOF. Now, look at the demonstration with giant ice pellets hitting this at roofsbyjohnson.com. roofsbyjohnson.com. Now, Chase has another company. And speaking of videos, I want you to look at this too. foamyourwalls.com. Now, we told you about the roof company, right? Now I want to tell you, and that's roofsbyjohnson.com. Now I want to tell you about Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. This is a foam insulation. Oh my goodness. It's not a hard spray-on insulation. This is a state-of-the-art injection foam that goes in and fills every nook and cranny in the wall, never gets hard, never loses R value. It compresses the old insulation, moves it out of the place. It wraps wires and pipes. It's the best retro insulation you can find on the market. Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. It can be done in one day from outside the house with small access holes. It's, again, no outgassing. It even makes your house up to 80% quieter, and you can save up to 50% on energy bills. Look at the video. You will be amazed. foamyourwalls.com. 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333.
Let me tell you about second opinions. 1995, I was diagnosed with liver cancer. Ooh. All my buddies out here that I knew everybody said you had 6 weeks to live, take care of your affairs, blah, blah, blah.
How did you, what was the first thing went through your mind?
Well, get a second opinion.
Oh, so, really? Or was it, holy shit, I'm dying?
I was, get a second opinion.
Did you think it wasn't true, or it was true?
Well, I knew I had the cancer, but I couldn't believe that. I mean, the cancer was biopsy.
So you did have cancer?
Yeah. So we did some research. There were 2 places in the country that specialized. One was in Dallas, Parkland, and one was at Sloan Kettering, New York.
You're talking about Arthur Anderson, or what? Not
yeah,
Arthur
MD Anderson. Yeah.
What is it?
MD Anderson
MD.
or Sloan Kettering. At the time, all my family was in New York. So if I'm going to die, I might as well do it in New York. So I went to Sloan Kettering, got a second opinion. They operated on me, and I was cured. No chemo, no radiation.
What did they do? Take it away?
They took the tumor out.
Oh,
and the guy said to me before I went into surgery.
My God, Ken, this is amazing. What stage was it?
It was a 17-centimeter tumor.
Jesus Christ! What were your symptoms?
I had incredible belly pain. So, but the thing was, he said to me, "We think we can get it. If you wake up, you're cured." He said the only problem is it's so damn vascular. Because liver surgery.
You mean you could have been lost in surgery?
He said the only problem is controlling blood loss. So if you wake up, you're cured. So that was in 1995.
How did you feel?
Honestly, I was so fucking angry that I wouldn't get to see my son grow up that I wasn't afraid. I was so filled with anger at the world, at the universe, for taking that away from me, that it sort of kept the fear out of it. So it was quite an experience.
So it was a benign tumor?
No, it was
cancer.
Cancerous. But it hadn't spread.
They were able to get it all out
before it spread.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that is amazing.
It was. So that's why I'm a big fan of second opinions.
Did you have to get scanned for years after that?
No, there's a chemical called AFP. It's a tumor marker.
You're not talking about IGF.
No, it's called AFP. That's the name of the chemical, alpha-fetoprotein. Before the surgery, it was like 250,000 or something. After the surgery, it's been between 5 and 6 for the past 24 years, whatever it is. So it'll never come back. They got it all out. But that's why I'm a total believer. And even with my own patients, if I said, this is what I recommend, please, if you're not comfortable, get a second opinion. Because...
Did you ever lose a patient in childbirth?
No.
Thank you.
I never did. And I never got sued for a bad baby. Never once had a baby that was
By the
born.
way, birth injuries, there are so many doctors specifically advertising that.
Oh, I know.
Because there's big money.
Because it's a huge amount of money. But I never had a bad baby. And I was, and if I did a few too many C-sections, I don't know. But I told my patients, look, you got pregnant, have a healthy baby. When you see that little pink thing on your belly, healthy, alive, and healthy, you're not going to care about a little incision in your belly. So...
Why did you do C-sections instead?
Well, I'm saying that's why, because if you thought there was something going on...
Oh, like that could endanger...
That could endanger the baby. And there's a question of should we wait or should we do it?
What would endanger the baby that would require a C-section, in your opinion?
Fetal distress, bleeding in the mom, decreased oxygen to the baby. That's mostly what it is decreased oxygen to baby, or if they've had ruptured membranes for a long time.
How many babies you delivered?
Oh, more than I can count. I delivered 20-something I told you, it's my first night as an intern.
First day.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Dr. Ken here, delivered thousands of babies. He can't even count them. 20, his very first night on duty. 20 babies. 20? Come on. 20?
It was in New York City at a big city hospital.
I was going to start calling you Deputy Clint for a minute there. That's just an inside joke. 303-713-TALK. Yvonne, what's going on?
Let me take you off speaker. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
I have to do, well, I don't have to, but to save some money with my insurance, I have to do a health screening by the end of March, and I don't have a primary health physician. Does Dr. Ken recommend anybody?
Everyone has their own recommendation. Are you kidding me? So, Dr. Ken, that's a personal question. Or do you feel comfortable answering? You can or not. I don't care.
No, I don't think it's in my place to recommend a specific physician. I'm not comfortable doing that.
Okay, listen, I'm serious. Yvonne, are you looking for a primary care doc?
Well, I don't usually get sick, so I don't have a primary care doc, but
you have to have one for your plan, if not by name only.
Right. Well, I don't have one for my plan, but I am going to do this health screening so that I have a discount on my health insurance. Now,
I'll tell you, you want recommendations? There are great doctors around, and everyone's going to have their own. Everyone. So I'll give you my own.
And they need to... Oh, okay. Yeah. Do they take United Healthcare? Do you know?
I think they do. I love Lone Tree Family Practice. I absolutely love them, and I use Dr. Chris Linares. She's wonderful, and she's friendly. The place is run like a clock. I love it. But you know what? I've never actually had. Come to think of it, I've never had a doctor I would recommend before because they all were quirky or had some. I always knew I was just a patient, and there I felt I just feel better. It's called Lone Tree. I don't even know. I think they're expanding. A lot of things are closed practices, but Lone Tree Family Practice is a great place. And let's see, as far as clinics, there's another clinic that is really good. Years ago, Health Mark, started by Dr. Rob Gleaser, and he was. They put a lot of emphasis on integrated medicine. In fact, they had a chiropractor there. They have a psychologist there. They have all just this one clinic for a lot of different things, and they're really good people, and they're right here in Denver. And Healthmark for a while was doing a lot of wellness programs.
I think he just retired, Tom.
Did he? How do you know that?
I had him. He was my doctor.
Did you?
Yep.
You had Rob?
Yep.
From South Africa, Rob.
Right. South
What
Africa,
a great guy.
marathoner. Yeah,
He's
really.
been around. Do you know his story? He was with, was it Pritikin or what? One of those clinics years ago, I think. Then he got cancer, and he battled it, and then and beat it, and he did it through wellness and stuff, and then he started this clinic, and then I went to Health Mark for years, and then I changed for various reasons where I was located. But Wayne Peters, did you ever go to him, Dr. Wayne?
Yeah, old tall.
Wayne,
Yeah.
big scarecrow, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you do go to that. That's a great clinic, isn't it?
No, I was.
Did you ever go to Dr. Ed, the big chiropractor? He's a strong son of a gun.
Just
Jesus.
Dr. Weezer and Dr. Peters.
Okay, cool. So, and then Lone Tree Family Practice. Daff, I'm sure you have recommendations out the nose. You know everybody.
Mine is full, not taking any new patients. Catherine Compton, great.
Your primary care for how many years?
Going on 10 now.
Donna, what's going on? Donna? She's listening to the... Yeah, turn the radio down and we can have a conversation. You're listening to a little delay. What's happening with your hip?
Well, I was just wondering, I had fallen, it'll be 2 years now, the end of December.
How old are you?
And I'm 78 now.
78, okay. And you fell a couple years ago. Did you break your hip?
Yeah, I broke a hip. I shattered a hip. I was just going into a cafe, and I had to step up about 4 inches, I suppose. And my husband was right ahead of me, and there was nothing to grab onto, and I lost my balance, and I fell, and I shattered my hip. And
how was it repaired, dear?
They had to replace the total hip.
Okay.
They had to put in a total new hip. And while I was in the nursing home, healing from that, I was sitting on my walker. I have a sit-down walker, and the wheel came off my walker.
Oh no!
And I broke my elbow.
Oh no!
And displaced the whole elbow, so I ended up with a steel plate in my elbow. And
bionic woman.
Yeah.
So anyway, Donna, hold on a sec though. Who paid for that broken elbows and all of that? Did you go after that walker maker? Jeez. Donna, is that a signal? Should we be concerned? Just say, I've fallen and I can't get up. No, Donna? Okay. Find out what happened to Donna. All right. 303-713-TALK. Broken hips, as you get older, Doc, that's a very common thing, isn't it?
Very common.
Now, you treated women your entire practice till what age?
Till I was 65.
Okay, so what is it about women especially? Why are they susceptible more to broken bones, I hear, or is that a myth?
No, because women are more prone to osteoporosis because of the estrogen. So they have weaker bones, and they're more prone to fractures.
Because of the lack of estrogen as they get older?
Yeah.
So as far as hormone optimization, are you for that?
Yeah, I think that hormone replacement is a good thing.
Yeah,
as long as it's done properly.
Yeah, of course. And that's the thing. I mean, it's just like, when people say, well, I'm getting older. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to take it. I mean, there are certain age-defying treatments that I think are healthy and warranted. And then others, of course, are just, to me, that's where they start cashing in and doing the hocus pocus like we talk about. For example, I know people don't want to hear this. There's not a skin cream alive, not a skin that will penetrate and neutralize and nourish the skin. Not one. They don't nourish skin. Why do people believe it does?
Because everybody wants to look younger.
Yeah. Now, you will have creams that moisturize the skin and give a temporary coating and a cosmetic look, but you're not going to nourish skin. You're not. The best way to nourish your skin or your flesh is through diet. It's not going to happen with a topical.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4.
Spend on that shit.
You know what I was going to bring up sometime? This is a crazy idea I had. when you're talking about alcohol, you have a breathalyzer. So there's a cutoff point for drunken and not drunken. When it comes to marijuana,
there is no. There's no. I don't know what the legal standard, but Joe Lazaro said it's hard.
But what about this? What if you had a simple app on your phone and you tested response time? Because what you care about as a driver, can that guy stop when he sees a red light?
Great idea.
So you have something that's age adjusted, and the cop says, okay, when it changes from red to green or blue to whatever it is, you push a button, you have the response time. If the guy has a normal response time, he's not a danger to be on the road with smoking marijuana. Because what I care about is if I stop, can the guy behind me stop in time? Or if I'm at a red light, can the guy...
They do. Okay.
The bad thing about it, everybody's got different response time. No,
This commercial is easy because it applies to absolutely, positively everyone. Everyone needs Integra Insurance, their brokerage service. They buy health insurance for you. Do they make money? A small percentage, but here's the deal. You never, ever, ever save going directly. They will shop for you. They will help you find the best insurance. It's open enrollment from now till January 15th. The only time you can really buy health insurance or alter the one you have without a life-changing event. Make it easy on yourself. IntegraInsurance.com. The best service. Health insurance made simple and smart. 303-466-5500. They do mine. They do our entire staff. 303-466-5500.
Do you want Integra?
So what I'm saying, if you have just age-related, right? So, but you're just using...
I don't think so. Wait, what is the question about?
No, I understand what you're saying.
But all it is screen. So if you pass it, you don't have to worry about it.
I didn't hear it. I thought you were talking.
Then they can do a different...
What about for drinking?
Well,
the lowest price guarantee.
You can't
Yours
tell
is
the
a third generation heating and cooling guide.
But if you're going to do...
Okay, I can answer.
You're going to do it for
blood pressure,
marijuana just because they don't have a blood test for it.
And if they fail, if they pass the response time, let them go. But if they don't, then you can go feel sobriety test. This would be a great screening technique.
It's a cool idea.
Like I say, like an older person, I guess what happens if say you're 8 years old and drive.
But then you have an age-related, whatever it is, for 25-year-old, and then you have it for each year. You know, it's easy to establish.
Do you have any kids?
I have a 33-year-old son.
Is he in medicine?
No. He majored in ABM, anything but medicine. He thought, I was in practice by myself. And I tried to do all my own deliveries. I was on call all the time. And he just saw how hard I worked.
Did it ruin your marriage?
No, my wife and I worked together for 25 years. She was a nurse and office manager.
This is Ed Green. Do you suffer from
So, no, it worked out great. She was we're best friends. She married my best friend from 3rd grade.
No shit.
Really. So the three of us have a great relationship.
Are you kidding me?
No.
And traditional medications are failing them.
We had gone, his name is Chuck. So we had gone with Chuck and his family to go skiing, to go scuba diving, to go on vacation.
And was he married and got divorced?
He got divorced. But they'd known each other for 25 years. And so I think she met him, I think she went out with him 3 years after we got divorced.
Did he think it was going to be weird?
They both thought it'd be a little bit weird.
And you didn't care?
Well, at first I thought it was a little weird, but then, she's happy, he's happy.
Are they married?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're married.
No skin off my back. I don't have to pay, we used to pay $200 for a mediation. Never had to pay alimony, never had to pay child support. So, who she marries is really,
and you never got married again?
I haven't found anybody yet.
How long you been divorced? You said?
Since 2005. I've had some long-term relationships, like 3 years, 5 years.
What happened?
They just, you get to a point where you either shit or get off the pot. And you get to what we just getting, what?
Yeah, like, you're not ready to get married again.
Well, I was ready to get married. This was married to that person.
Call 720-488-8604 or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Is your practice still going?
Attorney George Brockler.
No, because it was
you.
It was me.
And where was it?
And like Mike Kaufman, I know
Here in town?
Sanctuary City.
Oh, it's right across from,
I know that under Mike's
Oh, you said-
leadership, it will never
from Rory.
become a sanctuary city.
Aurora.
Yeah.
Mike Kaufman.
Mississippi and stuff?
Yeah.
Right. That's right. We talked.
Regardless of where they
So it's great, because I just run across the street, do a delivery, and get back.
By Mike for Mayor. Learn more at
And nurses, they kind of get to trust you. So they'll call you when, they know you can be there.
Did you have a position fill in for you ever?
Oh, yeah, because I took 1 week vacation a year, and occasionally I went to a skiing for a weekend. So I had some buddies that would cover, but nothing.
And you cover for them?
Yeah. I had one guy who whenever you do surgery, you really need 2 people to do it. And whenever he did a surgery, I would assist him. And it was like a dance. We knew each other's moves, we trusted each other's judgment. It was great. And he was in solo practice too. So we always, as an operating team, it was great. Because I think he knew a little bit more medicine than I did academically, and I was a much better surgeon than he was. So it was a great partnership.
You're gonna need a plumber at some point, so write this number down: 720-434-3406.
No, your buddy's in Hawaii, huh?
3406.
Should be
Well, they're probably still flying.
Yeah.
They're probably still flying. What is that, about an 8-hour flight?
Oh, at least, 7.5, I think.
Yeah.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. Okay, so, Ryan, what's going on with you? Hello, Ryan. I don't know what happened to Donna. She's off.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan. What's happening?
Yeah, so I live in Colorado Springs, and I went and got lunch at the Chipotle off Garden of the Gods Road.
Yeah?
And just the Chipotle there doesn't have much parking, so it gets filled up, and everyone parks in this north lot right across the street from it. It's probably 30 feet away from the restaurant.
I understand, but does it have signage saying no Chipotle parking or no whatever, or for so and so only?
Yeah, there is.
What does it say? What does it say?
It says, I took a picture of it.
Ryan, I'm having trouble hearing you. What does the sign say?
Parking, classes, towing, can
Okay,
tell you, blah,
gotcha.
blah, blah,
All right, so what's going on? What's going on?
So the issue that I had is that in the adjacent lot, they got a tow truck, and they just sit out there.
That's right.
Until people go inside and then tow their car.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
They do that? I mean,
yeah, they can be. I know, yeah, they can be predatory. In fact, we had a guy one time, I think the guy was sitting in the lot. The guy parks right next to him, gets out. And the guy, he said, why didn't the driver say, hey, bud, as soon as you go in that restaurant, I'm going to tow you? He doesn't. I'm serious. Because why? They make money doing it. Listen, Ryan, I know what you're calling about. It sucks to be towed. And it's like almost predatory. But you have to admit the sign's there. And so many people think, oh, well, it's really close. I'm only going to be a few minutes. And here's the biggest rub. And we've had this happen, Ryan, where the other place is frickin' closed. It's closed. And nobody's parking anyway. Did you have plenty of open spaces in that parking lot?
In the Chipotle restaurant lot or the dirt lot?
The dirt lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, the dirt lot, they had 10 other trucks there, and I was a car, so they got me because I was light enough for them to tow it. The guy couldn't, he was towing the smaller cars instead of the bigger trucks. Because I watched him pull up. After I got towed, I was out there waiting on my Uber, and then another tow truck pulled up, looked at a truck, and I was like, hey, man, you're not even going to tell these people? And he's like, well, I can't tow this truck because it's too big. So then he drives back over and sits in the other lot waiting for a smaller car.
Golly, that sucks. Hey, Ryan, I wish I could help you, man. But, yeah, they're allowed to be predatory. What were you thinking? They should warn you or something first?
Well, yeah, I just didn't know, how much signage is needed and all that.
Okay, there are definite requirements in certain municipalities for signage, first of all. If you want to make sure they have that, that covered, but most of the time they do. But listen, you may catch them where they don't. They have to be in a certain proximity. We found one here in Denver that was totally wrong, where they were saying they were towing people. Do you remember that, Dan? It was a completely separate lot almost.
Right. Yep.
And they were towing them from that, and they only had a sign on one of them, and I thought it was unreasonable.
How much did it cost you, Ryan?
Yeah, altogether, what did it cost you, Ryan?
$275.
Golly.
Expensive burrito.
Yeah, because it's on the other end of town. They got to tow it all the way across town.
Man,
It's on
that
the south end of
sucks.
town, their lot. Yeah.
And, listen, here's what they do. The property owners do it two ways. One, per call. Like, if they have the place, they call. Or they do it by contract, meaning I never want to call. If you see a car, tow it. Period. And they do. And I'm telling you, man, it's a racket. The worst ones are these new ones that do the boots. Your car will be booted, disabled, whatever. But we believe you can fight that and win because that's not the same as towing. And they have to really have a reason for doing it. We cut one off one time. Remember that? We went and cut it right off because it sucked the way they did it.
Didn't take much to cut it off either.
No. They called us. We were upset about it. We went over there and cut it off. And then he said he's going to have us arrested. Yeah, fat chance. So, the police made a few phone calls on it. And I said, forget you, man. This, who says they have the right to disable a car? Who says? And besides, here's what they said. Not parked in designated areas. What's that mean? But they had no designated areas named. None. You had to guess. We don't have anyone on line 3, by the way, Daph. 303-713-8255. No, I took that one. I think that's the one I just took. Right? Okay. So, I have some weird email I can get to. Also, we have our doctor here, Deputy Doc, if you have any questions. Now, even though he's one practice, he can answer stuff. But we love talking about that kind of stuff. And one person took dispute with me on homeopathy, saying homeopathy is all I use, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. I'm just saying I have never had it work, ever. Now, there's another practice that I will put up, name the amount of money, $1,000, $10,000, whatever you want, $50,000. I won't go above $50,000. And I will have you in the studio. It's whatever amount you want to put up because you have to pay too. And if you do applied, I believe it's called applied kinesiology. Is that the one where you hold the vitamins in your hand and in a vial, and then they do muscle testing? Now, here's what they claim. They can tell what you're lacking or what you don't need or what's doing you harm by you holding this vial, and the medicine or the supplement is in the vial. Have you ever seen it, Don?
Never heard of it.
You Google it. It's called muscle testing. I don't know why I said applied kinesiology. That might be something different, but muscle testing. So you'd put the thing in your hand, and then they come over and press down on your arm, and then you resist. And where you're weak, they claim that is bad for you. And where you're strong, you need it. Now, I said, okay, really? In every single case, the guy doing the exam or the person doing the test knows what is in the vial. So, for example, they'll put tobacco in a vial, and they'll say, see how weak you are? But here's what I contend, that if I take the vials that have substances in them, and the person being tested doesn't know what's in them, and the person doing the test doesn't know what's in them, then you do your muscle testing. I will almost guarantee you or bet you up to $50,000. If it's legal, I gotta make sure I'm doing this legally, that you will not be able to have consistent results. I supply the vials unmarked, not you. You supply the supplements and the testing. You will not have consistent results. Now, all of these people that believe in muscle testing, when I say if you believe in it, then it should give you consistent results, right? Let's do it. They will not do it. I've had MDs do this to me. I've had MDs where I put it in my hand and they tested me. This one guy was a really good doctor and I liked him, and then he started doing that. And I said, please tell me, sir, please tell me what the science is behind this. He says, well, the molecules, the vibration, your body feels it. It's translated to your system in strength or weakness. Does that sound like horse crap to you?
It's total horse crap.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Delta Dental of Colorado.
That's crazy. No, I thought I had one where they actually put something in my mouth.
My high estate planning.
And then did that.
Yep, they can do that too.
Well, you know, is that more accurate? Or?
No,
If you go on
bullshit.
YouTube, you can see all of these things debunked.
It's
Just
like
go
a
on
Ouija.
YouTube.
It's like a Ouija board.
Exactly.
I said, you're not pressing down harder. I swear to God, I'm not. I say, look, here's the thing though. You know what you're testing with me. You know whether you should press hard or soft. I guarantee you can if I put blind substances there.
So you have something, what do they put in the vial?
Okay, vitamin C.
Okay, so
or nicotine. Or they put in something good, something bad. Or it might be something good, but you don't need it.
Okay, so say they put vitamin C in, and they press down to see whether or not you're vitamin C deficient.
Right. And if they... Mile High Estate Planning. You've heard Blake answer questions on this show. Blake Harris, an expert at estate planning. Always free consultations for Martino listeners, or for everyone, really. Probate and trust administration. Someone just died. You need someone to open a probate or to administer a trust. And litigation. Maybe you want to contest a will. Whatever it is, he can do it. What about planning? Trust matters in general, forming and amending or dissolving, making a revocable trust, a living trust. Asset protection. You need it no matter what you think. Even if you have an estate of $100,000, you need asset protection. In fact, you need it probably more than the ultra-rich because you don't have the money to fend off these collectors or these people who are suing you. Proper estate planning can preserve your estate for your children. MileHighEstatePlanning.com, 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171.
1 in 3 seniors are injured.
So, if, for example, they'll just do a test with nothing, right?
Right.
Then they'll give you vitamin C, you hold it, and then they test you again,
Right.
and it turns out to be strong. All of a sudden you're strong. He says, you need vitamin C. Okay, vitamin D, no, you don't need it. Or they'll put bad things in just to show you what nicotine does to your body. They'd have you hold something with cigarette or whatever, and all of a sudden you're like this, right? Now, you know that. They know that. If I put blind substances in there, and they picked up nicotine or vitamin C or vitamin whatever, they fucking wouldn't get consistent results no matter what you did. No matter what you did.
Well, but if you give them an unknown vial, and let's say they fully detect weakness, they can tell you specifically what it is that you're weak, that you're...
No, they're going to say, well, whatever's in this is good for you.
Right.
Whatever's in this is good for you. Then, okay, let's do it again now and switch the vials around. And you should be able to consistently see if it's nicotine, you should be able to get a weakness every fucking time.
Right.
If I put nicotine in 1 of 10 of those, you should be able to pick out the nicotine. If everything else is good.
Well,
I'm just saying that no one will ever take me up on it.
Well, it's like that $1 million thing with Randy. No one ever takes him up.
Well, it's now expired, but he would do it. He would have done it.
I'll have to check and see if it's really expired.
Well, he said he retired and he took away. And it was done by this foundation.
Well, but it was his foundation.
Yeah, and now they dissolved it, I believe.
He did one thing where he took a whole bottle of homeopathics. At the beginning of the lecture, he opened up a bottle, swallowed 30 or 40 pills. At the end of the lecture, he said, I just took 40 sleeping pills from this homeopathic, and I'm not asleep.
Well, that's the other thing they tell you. You can't OD on it. Therefore...
Oh, you can OD, right. But you can have an allergic reaction depending on what's in it.
It's just horseshit.
Yeah, it is.
and just one tap of a button to start a meeting.
But
any space can easily be.
But you don't think in your mouth something to actually put in your.
Well, how could it affect your?
I don't know. Well, like I say, you do absorb stuff very quickly through your underneath your tongue, right?
Well, let's put it this way. Who knows? I mean, he wouldn't be able to test it. That's what I mean. Like, a doctor wouldn't be able to tell you. If you put something under your tongue, let's say like, I'm trying to think, like alcohol, you start feeling a little tiny dizzy after a while, a little, but then it evaporates. But, you know, here's the deal with under the tongue and supplements in general. They don't act that fast, but the whole point is that examiner can't tell. If you didn't tell him what you put under there,
right?
He couldn't tell if you're strong or weak because of it. He
Well,
couldn't,
the
not
way to
consistently.
disprove it was you have a blood test done beforehand. And so if someone says, well, you're vitamin D deficient, you probably say, well, my lab test there, my blood work shows I have a normal amount of vitamin D in my system. You know, that's the way you disprove it on the spot.
Or have a machine that is consistent about doing it and stuff that actually will press
That's
down
right.
the same
But then
thing.
you would have to be consistent in your resistance.
Exactly.
And they, honest to God, so many of these naturopaths do it. It pisses me
Well,
off.
also stick your arm out. It's easier for you to move your arm here than here.
No, they do it the same, though.
Well,
They do it the same. They do.
I agree with that,
Yeah.
though, that-
But I think it's like a Ouija board. They make it do what they want it to do.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Virginia. Virginia, what's going on with you?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
I ended up purchasing a vehicle at a place. Can I say the place's name?
Of course.
Primera Auto in Wheat Ridge.
Okay.
And I didn't want to purchase a car, but it's without a car I can't work, and I'll end up homeless. But another insurance totaled my RAV that I really I had fixed myself and I trusted, and Liberty totaled me over a taillight because they didn't want to pay the repair because they said that the repair was worth more than the car. And even though I told them that I would.
Hold on. How old was the RAV?
The RAV was a 99, I believe.
And how many miles?
Over 100,000.
Yeah. I can see why. Okay. So anyway, what happened? Tell us about the used car. Is that what you're calling about?
I'm calling about the RAV was beautiful. I loved it. No problem.
I mean the used car you bought. Is that what you're calling about?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I was trying to do.
So you bought a car and you didn't get it checked out, right?
Exactly.
And and when did you buy it?
About in March or so.
And what did you buy?
It was an Acura MDX 2002 with about 217,000 miles.
Well, okay. Any time you buy a car with over 200,000, you will absolutely, positively have major problems. There is no if about it. If you don't have major problems, it is an exception to the rule. So I can automatically tell you, never buy a car ever. Never, ever with more than 200,000 miles. But it's too late. You already did. Now, having said that, even though you buy something as is, it doesn't mean they can cheat you or lie to you. What, did they cheat you or lie to you?
Look, Tom, the car, they gave me the ticket to take it to emissions. It passed with good numbers. And
good.
An hour later, my turn engine light, my check engine light came on. An hour after I took it to emissions. And
amazing.
I came back to tell them.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I came back to try to get them to help me.
Well, wait. What do you mean get them to help you? You didn't tell me you had a problem yet. You bought the car. It passed emissions. What was the engine light for?
Well, I didn't know until I started working on it because nobody else would help me.
Okay, well, tell me what the problem is.
Well, this is what I've done to the car so far. We replaced the EGR. We did all the Primera dealer mechanic had charged me to do coils,
and spark plugs. Well, the guy ended up ripping even them off. You know, he did a horrible job. This car had tires that didn't have screws on them. It had one of the control arms
Okay,
that was hanging.
add up everything you did. What does it come to?
In parts and everything?
You're like what you paid. Yeah. What did you pay?
I've probably put in close to $5,000, I believe, in parts and all, you know. But
Listen,
I've used...
you already you ripped yourself off twice. How much did you pay for the car?
About out the door about $3,000, and this guy's even had the
Okay, so you're 8,000 into this, or plus labor, right? You're 10,000 into this.
No, not quite yet. I would say closer to 5.
You just said you paid 3, and you put $5,000 in parts in it.
No. I'm sorry. No. I meant to say about with labor and parts. I'm going close to 2,000, and right now it's at the dealership. You know.
Okay, so 2 plus 3 is 5. You're buried in this thing already. So what are you calling about? Because I think you should get rid of it, or now that you put all this money into it, is it running right?
No, you know, everyone keeps telling me that it's just the coils and the spark plugs. But this is what happened. They agreed, you know, they agreed to go look at, you know, they agreed to look at the car and decide, you know, whether they would. The guy kept, they've been bullying me from day one.
Listen. I don't want them to bully you, so I want you to hold on, and I want to get you back on the show, and let's figure out what we can do to help you. We may or may not be able to help. Hold on. I'm Tom Martino.
Your next chance to win $1,000 is coming up at 5 after the hour on Denver's Talk Station.